sit back, hit the description of this video or podcast to find the entire Cust Corner collection if you want to go binge it. Stuff to do over the holiday season or whenever you have some downtime. But hey, it's me, it's Fienberg, and the guy himself, Tim Andercust.
Tim Andercust.
What did your wife have to say about the Custies, Geoff?
Oh, no, nothing about being triggered. She wanted to know why Tim's never on video.
It's easier this way.
Yeah, that was the exact
a lot of people
answer
ask me why he's not.
That's the exact answer I said. There are too many variables, which also side pollinates into your Cust Corner 21, where you cut the clip of Tim talking about his ability to sort of be a VCR expert. Knowing how Tim handles technology now, I fail to believe that. I think he had much more epic failures in trying to record the Golden Girls than successes.
And he was talking about even like pairing one VCR with another VCR. Now, I guess the saving grace would be there was only like 4 outlets on the back. There was only so many different permutations of cords that could go in.
I remember being there, and I'm like going to tape this, and then I would do like a trial. Like, okay, I'm doing it, and then I would like do it for 2 minutes.
Then you had to make sure the tracking was on.
No, I would like stop the tape, rewind. Oh, okay, I guess it works, and I don't know. It's just for like pirating like WCW and WWF pay-per-views. That was sort of my biggest VCR.
I was really good at it.
You say
like I could tape multiple. Like I could take one thing off another. I got to be really good. But it took a while. Like I could zip through that blue screen where you pick the time and you pick the channel and you pick the end time. I was really, really good with that. I of course, the irony is as soon as I got really, really good at being a VCR, of course, VCRs became passe and no one used them anymore. But for a brief shining moment, I was really, 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 really savvy with one piece of modern technology.
I've been looking.
You know what? I miss VCRs. In some ways, I think I wish we'd go back. There was something cool about having that stack of tapes, like on a bookshelf, like all the movies that you had and the recordings that you had. Like they were tangible, they were real. You could grab them. Now everything's streaming this and disc that, and that's not me. I preferred the more tangible sort of like VCR, a VHS cassette. Like I miss the stores you could go to and get a movie for a Friday evening, and I miss. You know, the visual of it, like DVR, like the spines of DVRs are so thin, like you can't even see what movie it is on the spine. But like with the VHS, they had like the real cool poster on the front of it, and it was a bigger column, so you could see what movies you had. And I don't know, there's something for people of my generation, like there's a nostalgia that we've missed not having VCRs anymore. I understand all things change, and we have to change with them, but that doesn't mean we can't for a moment say, you know what. We were better off then in some ways. We've lost something that we can't get back because everyone's going to have to stream their stuff off the Fire Stick. I would prefer to have what we have.
Oh my God. What would happen when your like VCR remote ran out of batteries? Would you even get up or just let it play?
It would. I don't ever recall that happening to me.
Oh, God.
So you didn't use your VCR remote enough that it ran out of batteries over the course of 20 years?
Well, it may have, but I never had it run out of batteries. But I mean, then you would just push the buttons on the VCR because again, VCRs are quite practical. If you couldn't find your remote, no problem, because there was a button with the chevron that said play, and another one that said record, and another one that said stop, and another one that said rewind. They were very user-friendly, unlike today's technology, where I don't find it user-friendly at all.
Oh, yeah, by clicking one button where you don't have to get up and clicking the other button to hit play.
To get into CTV or get into whatever you're streaming. Like, I can't remember all the passwords, and like I'm always trying, and if I'm not on my computer where all my passwords are saved, I have no idea what my password is. It's very inconvenient.
I know your Netflix password. How can you not remember it?
I gave you my Netflix password.
I know, and I remember it.
I only know that one because I have to plug it into the television when I want to watch Netflix on my TV every now and then.
Oh, no. See, the move on that is if you
just auto-store it, right?
Yeah, no, if you... See, Tim doesn't actually. He just changes the channel or turns off the TV. If you just back out of it and actually like turn it off, then it actually saves your password every single time. Channel. What's that?
I just changed the channel.
Yeah, I know. That's why you have to re-enter your fucking password every time.
That was really good.
Do you think, like, I'm looking for government funding for a Canadian TV show that I can just like throw on some sort of channel. Do you think Tim tackles dated technology and like really talks it up. Do you think there's anything there, Geoff? Like, here's VCR whiz Tim Andercust.
Well,
I don't know why that's funny. Like, why is it funny that I was able to master a piece of technology we all used for a significant period of time?
Yeah, because you're pining for a piece of antiquated technology that went out of date 20 years ago.
I found it humorous
That it was
because
cool with all your
I know
rosy
how
guesses.
bad you are at other technologies. So it was.
Are
more
you
me-
calling him out, saying no, he was not good at VCRs?
No, I think he got it over time. It was over his lifetime.
Oh, yeah,
and
it took
clearly, he
years.
said he figured it out as the technology.
He
was
can't figure
on
out how
the
to
way
take a
out.
screenshot on his phone.
That's my point. So that was the humor in that he perfected a technology, but the Tim I know can't perfect a technology. That was where I was bringing it up from.
Well, we have a question from behind the camera. Yes, Paul.
More of a statement than a question. I feel like Tim bragging about how good he is at VCRs may be front runner for most Cust story for next year's Cust Duels.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's so on brand.
What do you think? No, the most Cust story of the year is him putting spraying Pam on his steak and frying it.
That's because you told me to do it.
I didn't tell you to do it. We've been over this. And if I did tell you to do that, you're just blindly believing me? I didn't tell you to do that, but somehow you've twisted my words into thinking that was the thing. No one thinks that's a thing.
Look forward to going there to see a game because I won't fear for my safety. I'll eat some great barbecue and we'll have some good football fun.
Kansas City barbecue is trash barbecue.
Oh, this guy's about Brooklyn barbecue. That's his shtick these days. Like
Tim's
hyping Brooklyn barbecue as the GOAT barbecue.
Also, Tim has never been to Brooklyn.
I don't need to be.
Tim has never had any.
I have had that Heinz Kansas City barbecue sauce, and it is terrible. I'm out on Kansas.
Oh my God.
See, this is where people think it's a shtick.
Carolina barbecue is actually much better, more mustardy. I like that better. The Memphis stuff, man, I could take or leave. But no, Heinz 57 has these particular flavors of, I'm sure people have seen them, of the different city barbecue sauces. And Kansas City's is
And that's how you go about judging the
barbecue of a
regions.
city,
It
yes.
says Kansas City on the bottle. Of course it is fair to judge it by that.
Tim, I was listening on the Sunday morning show when your power came back on.
Oh, I was so excited.
Situation where you're giving me more of a field goal with a team I think is slightly better, who, as a road team, gets to play a game in a dome, I'll take it. Oh, my power came on! Ha ha!
You just made Paul do a sig cough.
Well, it was exhilarating, I tell you.
Last week, I brought up, having listened to the Cust Corner, about his VCR expertise.
Yes.
And I caught the clip of Tim claiming that he's never experienced like the balsamic vinegar.
Well, I did now.
Hold on a second. That you'd never like been somewhere with it?
No, not before a few weeks ago. No.
So this is I don't mean to like railroad you here. And listen.
What is this show if not railroading too?
Okay. I guess I've been to nice restaurants. I've been to like even nicer than nice restaurants. I've been to
Well, we know
low grade.
you don't need the People's Charity to
Yeah.
eat at your
No,
800
Whatever-
plate
whatever
dinners.
That Park Place is where Geoff eats.
Listen, I've been to a place like I've had meals at a place like Park Place. I'm just saying this is not like a normal. My point being is what sort of low rung places have like this is something they would have at like Eastside Mario's.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Oh,
These
That's
are
my
those
point.
They have the breadsticks, which are delicious.
No,
But
my
they don't
point
have
is like
their-
what sort of low rung establishments have you been going to your whole life? Like it's not even a fancy thing.
No,
That
it's
is
just
the first
it's
time
just
you've
a thing.
Yeah, it's almost like in 2019 it's like Salt.
Oh,
Like, it's maybe
that is
more-
such an elitist thing to say.
I disagree. Any like Italian place that I've ever been to that serves you bread, even some non-Italian places, that like just if you get served bread,
So-
At Italian place, it's a 99% hit rate that you're getting the balsamic vinegar.
sorry.
At places,
I've been to Pizza Delight where they have your own grill your own bread station. Like they're masters at bread. There's no balsamic and vinegar to mix in there. If they haven't got it there, where like bread is like one of their main things, and the other Italian places that I've been to, like Olive Garden or East Side Mary's, they don't. I can't continue because you're laughing at me. I don't know why that's funny, other than I think that it's far more elitist than you think it is to have grilled bread with balsamic vinegar and olive oil mixed together. I think that is, again, a very bougie way. And as a man of the people, these are not experiences that I had.
See, I think you're proving my point when you point out the places you go that don't have it. That lines up with everything I said. Now, I'm only bringing it up because you put yourself out there as some like experienced
super taster is what he calls himself.
like there's someone that is like like just has a lot of information, but really you're working with way less. Like you are incredibly smart, but the things that you don't know are freaking amazing.
I mean, I only know what I've experienced and what I have seen.
I know, but you sell yourself as like as this omnipresent like person of information.
An average Joe and a man of the world who has,
No, because a man of the world doesn't just experience a restaurant
Pizza Delight
with balsamic and vinegar at the table like for the first time in his mid-30s.
They're bread experts. I don't know why you're looking down your nose at that. Like they're bread experts. They know what they're doing.
I love bread. I don't look at like I can't ditch bread. All this no carb, like that's the problem. I can't. Grant can fluctuate. I drop some. I get rid of soda. I'm losing some weight, but I can't drop.
You're
the
off
carbs.
the cam diet. 8 sodas a day.
No, just like any soda. Like outside of needing it, maybe with a cheeseburger or some Crown Royal. No more soda.
I don't really drink like liquor all that often. I'm more of a beerman or a wineman myself. But I have started doing that if I'm going to drink. Because I am on the, keep the carbs down, keep the calories down. I'm on camera every single day. Got to keep slim here, Jeff.
Well, DC has no cows.
It also doesn't have liquor in it. And it doesn't taste good. When I don't drink rum. I haven't been punched in the face since I stopped drinking rum, so I'm not going to go back to drinking rum. But, Tim, I actually got on your bandwagon. I enjoy a nice Perrier and vodka with a lemon wedge in it now. It's delicious.
You know what? That probably is
It's
good.
really delicious.
Never tried it. Sounds way too much like that White Claw stuff.
And I'm not going to...
Oh, yeah, Tim's been railing on White Claw. White Claw's not available in Canada.
He's never had it. He's never tried it.
I don't need to know I don't like it.
What I brought it up to him, and what teed him off about it though?
He gets triggered by so much. Who knows?
It's just like this new drink that people are enjoying, so he assumes it's some like new age fad, but it's really just something that's existed forever that someone finally decided to can up.
People
right?
from all ages really seem to enjoy it.
Like I said, you can imagine some, hipster with their opera glasses in line to go to TIFF.
Okay, hold on a second. The only person who wears ridiculous glasses is you when you wear your fake reading glasses when you give speeches.
First, they're not fake. They're magnifiers. When it's dark.
You don't need glasses.
When it's dark, the magnifiers are...
You're indoors. Wait, what are you doing? Going into the cavern, some sex dungeon, and reading a speech?
When you're at a place where you're trying to read something and it's rather dark, it can be like that at a restaurant too at certain times of day where it's hard to read. The magnifiers help. And you've gone on TV with fake glasses that are completely ostentatious. What are you talking about?
Listen, I'm not saying that I am not guilty of dressing like someone who looks super fucking cool, but you're throwing shade at people and you're guilty of it too.
No, I'm using it to be practical. I'm not doing it to be...
Oh, yeah, that's practical. Your little glasses so you can read up on a podium?
They help. I mean, like I said, I'm not wearing them so I can be seen on E-Talk Daily in the lineup to TIFF.
What an obscure E-Talk Daily.
But it is really annoying that I probably have to walk right through that annoying I don't like this part of the city this time of year.
Well, we are directly next to the TIFF lightbox. The epicenter of TIFF is outside that door.
And they like block streets, not just to cars. I understand that it's annoying, and like parking lots annoying, and like 8 times the price because there's TIFF people are coming, so we could charge them whatever. But there are people that work in the area. There are people that work in the area that aren't going to TIFF. They just want to get to where they got to go. But they're even closing the streets for like walking, like for pedestrian traffic. It's insane. I just want to point out that all I was trying to do there was show the insane contradiction in your ability to call yourself like the maven of
Tribune of the people.
yeah, and to have never experienced something that was so common and whatever, and then tell us like it's good, but everyone you're speaking to has had it when they were a 6-year-old boy out for dinner with their parents at a restaurant.
Well, I mean, for those people who live, you know.
No, I'm not. No, you don't have to.
You see what he's doing? He's trying to frame you as an elitist here, not him. See, Tim is
It's not a high grade thing.
No,
It's
it's
just
not.
at like it's
a
literally
normal
at
thing.
like very even low end, nice little like fair beyond fairly priced like mom and pop Italian.
Well, Tim would
place.
never go to that because it's not Olive Garden.
I'm just
No,
saying it's
or
not.
Boston- like
it
Boston
is
Pizza
not
does do it.
seen as like a fancy
Okay,
upscale
Boston
thing.
Pizza isn't an Italian place. It's a fucking pub.
Well, but it's pizza.
It's not even a pub. It's what you would call like an American.
Okay, so
eatery.
they serve pizza, so they're an Italian place. So when McDonald's used to serve pizza, they were an Italian place?
No, but you were getting Italian when you got their pizza. If you understand my distinction there.
Tim, you had a definitive rankings list published on Twitter about
All
The
my
bet-
rankings are definitive.
the best snacks, liquid or solid, that you can have at a movie theater. So please, while you're watching a movie, Tim, enlighten us.
I mean, do you just want me to repeat what I've got ranked? Because I can do that.
You realize that people aren't just like with their phones open on Twitter looking at this while this segment is coming up, right?
Yeah, we haven't labeled it a watch along.
You could have just said yes.
I don't know where you would think about it the other way. That seems insane.
All right, fine. Movie theater snacks definitively ranked. Number one snack, and this is this is almost in a tier of itself, is the fountain drink. Particularly DC, but it doesn't have to be DC. You can get regular Coke or Coke Zero, that's fine. Or Sprite if you're feeling adventurous. Whatever. It's the best. I mean, fountain drink pop is delicious. At the movie theaters, for whatever reason, it tends to be also extra delicious. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's a great thing to have. It's always kind of cool. The cup holder is built right into your seat. I like to, guys, there's so few places I go where I have the ability to use a cup holder. So I like to take advantage of that. I think that's a really neat factor. So cup holder, fountain drink, that's the number one snack. Number two is buttered popcorn, but no flavors. Let me be clear about this. I hate those people that shake like salt and vinegar all over their popcorn or like nacho cheese or barbecue. You people are awful. Don't do that. Use the Pat Mayo method of using a straw and layering the butter
This is true.
sequentially through the popcorn bag. It's a fantastic trick. I use it every time I go. You save the charge of them buttering it for you by them layering it. You can do it yourself just as efficiently, as long as you're allowed to have a straw, of course. I don't know how hot butter through a paper straw would work, but assuming that you can use a real straw, then yeah, buttered popcorn is definitely number two. Shall I continue, or do you?
You
want
can
to
just
answer?
list them off. We don't need like your detailed analysis of each of these ones.
Okay.
People can figure out popcorn at a movie.
I agree
Okay.
with his no shakers or any of that.
Oh yeah,
shit.
we'll just. I want him to finish the list, then we can talk about it.
Licorice, number three. Particularly black licorice, of course, if they got it, but red if that's all that's there. I mean, red licorice is not really licorice; it's just candy. Real licorice is black licorice. Then Whoppers. Whoppers are a fantastic theater food. They're crunchy, they're delicious, they're subtle.
Why would you want something crunchy in a movie theater?
They're
Because
also
I like it.
And they're also terrible.
they're disgusting, and they're also the inferior malt candy in like the brand.
Well, that's your opinion, and it's a mistaken opinion. After that is M&M's. Plain is the best type, so go for plain. If you have to go for peanuts, I hate the peanut ones, but I suppose if you have to go for them, go for them. Caramel ones are actually quite delicious too. Then Swedish fish. In Canada, they're Swedish berries. In the US, they're Swedish fish. Those are fantastic. Tropical Skittles, not the regular ones. I don't care for the regular ones. Tropical Skittles is where it's at. Then Dots. Then Junior Mints.
What are
Then there's a gap.
dots?
Like jujubes.
Like those they're like jujubes, kind of.
Very, very small. Smaller
Yeah.
than even regular jujubes.
Okay.
Not exactly.
Then a
whatever.
gap.
The
So you can
jujube,
see-
that thing from Seinfeld. Or kind of like-
Outside of popcorn, I have a real antipathy towards people bringing hot foods into movie theaters. I don't care for it. I think it causes odor, it smells, it disturbs people. I don't like it. But if you must, sandwiches, like a hot dog or something, then fries, then nachos, and any of those fancy coffees that people are making these days. People seem like if you're going to TIFF or Sundance, you got to have.
Have you ever been to one of those two things?
No, I haven't.
So how do you know?
Because movie theaters are now offering like specialty coffees that you can have at the movie theater in some places.
Have you been to a movie theater that's done that?
Yes, I have. No,
Where? Where?
They're around everywhere now. Like there's coffee bars now in movie theaters all over.
Okay, so why would it have to be pointed out that they do it at Sundance and TIFF when they do it at the shitty theater that you go to?
That's where it would have started, and it sort of trickled down.
Okay.
Then a Gap, any kind of alcohol, I just do not like at all. People, again, it's millennials who don't go out very often. So if they go to the movies, they feel like they have to have a boozy, coffee.
That's actually untrue as well. That really started in Europe.
Or a glass
of wine. It's been that way for a while.
Don't care for it. Don't like it. So it's alcohol. And then DFL, and there couldn't be a big enough gap for this. Is Sour Patch Kids.
That might be one of your all-time worst takes, like your anti-Sour Patch Kids.
Trash can.
Yeah, that's easily like a top 3. But
okay, so let's go through this. Fountain soda is fucking disgusting.
And
so just cross that off. Get yourself you're going somewhere to sit down for a few hours. Like, you don't need to be even fatter with everything that you're going to eat here.
Then have Diet Coke. Diet Coke has got no calories.
What do you think comes in with fountain pop? What do you think? It's not the same as canned pop. Hey, canned pop actually does taste a whole lot better. Even bottled soda tastes a whole lot better. The syrup that is put in to preserve this awful fountain pop and mix it together with the water, it's not good for you, Tim.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have Diet Coke or Coke Zero, it's not fattening because it has no calories.
Okay. When I read Tim's list, I exploded in laughter at the fact that fountain pop was number 1. And I saw Licorice High, and I knew he was clearly referring to black. Fountain pop is the number 1 thing. It's
gross.
Absurd.
It's really
absurd.
Gross.
It doesn't even make sense.
What do you mean? It's great. It's something cool and refreshing to drink.
It's not even cool.
It's pop.
But it's not. Yeah. It's inferior soda.
Well, whatever. I don't think it's inferior.
It is. It is inferior to a can of whatever you want.
No, sometimes fountain pop is better. I actually am one of the crazies.
Which kind?
McDonald's?
McDonald's, you think Coke from a fountain at McDonald's tastes better than a can of Coke?
Yes.
That is fucking insane.
No. I swear to God, people that actually drink this stuff have a say.
Yeah, the fans know.
I believe you guys are just too into this, like too much sugar into you that everything just tastes good after a while. No, I pick and choose with the stuff that I enjoy. So if I'm going to go to a soda, I'm going to have a can of Coke.
Yeah, that's what. Listen, I think any soda, I don't care what brand, any soda being ranked number 1 is preposterous.
Just have a bottle of water.
No, I love it, and that's what I want.
Do you get like the biggest one for free refills?
Yes, and I do use that.
Also,
it sounds like you want some fountain pop and heart disease.
Like the number 1, way better than a soda would be like getting an icy.
An icy? What is that?
Yeah, well, everyone listening probably thinks you're an idiot.
I don't know what an icy is.
It's like this. It's like a carbonated slushy brand.
Oh,
they have in a lot of states, like AMC. They're delicious.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Oh, no, you would love it. You would love it. And you get, no, you would.
It's from the guy that doesn't mix his slushy flavors together. Remember that.
Yeah, well, that's also insane, but that's fine. Blue, red, you mix that shit if you want.
I don't particularly care for those things.
No, trust me. They actually close.
Almost, I find I get brain freeze from them really quickly because I drink them too fast.
So we can go get another refill.
All right, Sheldon Cooper.
The move here is, the answer is popcorn. And it's on it's not, though, because it's number 1, and then there's nothing close to it. That is the thing synonymous with going to a movie. You get the big thing. And like I mentioned, the trick. If people are unaware of the trick, I feel like I've said this many times on the show. But hey, if you're new, the ultimate butter trick, if people see you doing it at the movie theater, their minds will be blown, and then they will do it every time thereafter. That's how this stuff spreads. So what you do is you take your bag of popcorn, any size really, but I mean, the larger the bag, the easier that this works. Although a medium is best set up, although Americans are fat fucks, so their medium is like extra, extra, extra large everywhere else in the world. So who even knows?
No, that's not very nice.
I mean, it's when you go to eat in the States, Tim. Hey, have you noticed the portion sizes are a bit large?
I find them to be generous, yes.
Yeah, a bit generous. So basically anything that is medium in America is just like extra large in the rest of the world. Then like your large is like, it's just, I don't know how people can eat it. Either way, you take your popcorn, you put your straw in, and there's different levels of the straw. So you put your straw in all the way into the popcorn in one side of the bag. Not all the way on the edge, just a little bit in, maybe like a centimeter in and a centimeter in, like that sort of block. You put it in, or an inch, I guess. Anyway, you put it in, you put it underneath the butter machine, and you pour the butter into the straw. So the butter gets to the bottom of the bag. You then elevate it an inch or two, and then you put more butter in it. Then it hits the middle level of the popcorn. Then you elevate it a bit more. Then it hits the third level of the popcorn. Then you put the butter on top of the popcorn. You shake it up. Then you are not dealing with the situation where you have pockets of butter all around your popcorn, and it gets really soggy and it gets gross. This way, you can have fresh popcorn, freshly buttered, and it is delicious the entire way through the bag.
Well done.
It's one of the greatest inventions of all time.
And Tim is absolutely correct. You start putting that like nonsense shit that smells like garbage on top of your, like, you need to get the fuck out of the theater. Like, go fuck yourself.
It is just awful.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
No.
I'm not one to ban things like Tim. That should be banned.
I won't put up a fight.
Where's Starburst on here? I enjoy a Starburst at a movie theater.
I don't think they're really a movie.
I also don't really understand your affinity for Whoppers when it's not even the best version of that candy that exists.
Delicious. They're delicious.
Maltesers are better.
I don't actually agree. I actually think Whoppers are better. I think they're the original.
No, the Whoppers are gross.
How are you on putting like the M&Ms or the Glossette raisins, whatever it might be, into your popcorn?
I'm opposed.
I like
strong.
I don't mind it, actually.
I don't
mind it. I don't mind it. Reese's Pieces should be on your list too, by the way.
There's a whole bunch of chocolate bars because at the movie theater they have those like different you don't just buy like a Mars bar. They're like Mars chunks.
Oh, they're like little bags.
But they have that for almost like every single different type of chocolate bar. All of those are like Swedish berries are like all right. Tropical Skittles are the nut low. Regular Skittles are sour.
Delicious.
Regular Skittles or sour Skittles are way better for one thing.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, no, you just have bad taste. And the alcohol thing is, I'm kind of with him. It is more of a European thing to go to the movie theater and have a beverage, just especially where we live, that people can't go to a movie theater with having a beer. They need to have all the beer, then they start yelling halfway through and try to fight people at the movie. The only time that I enjoy drinking when I'm at the movie theater is if I go to like one of those VIP rooms. And then you're like, like then you can like have a glass of wine while you're watching it. It's fantastic.
I don't want to do that.
I don't.
Why don't you want to? You don't want to go to the VIP room?
No, having a glass of wine while I'm watching my my Christopher Nolan movies. No, thank you.
Why don't you want a glass of wine? You can have any drink you want. I just enjoy a wine. I can sit there. I can sip the wine while I'm watching it. It's like I'd be watching a movie at home.
No, I don't like that. You're going to the movie theater. You should have popcorn and a pop. You shouldn't be drinking wine or beer.
Well, I don't drink pop because I'm not a fat fuck.
You don't. The stuff has no calories. It's okay for you.
How's it work? Okay, honestly, how is that working out with the weight loss program? Continuing to drink Diet Cokes.
That is the least of a person's problem. That it's 0 calories.
I don't know how to. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to relitigate this to you. Yes, Paul.
Just a little information for Tim. There's tons of sodium in diet sodas and stuff like that. So that makes your body retain more water. So cutting that all out of your I know it has 0 calories, but your body's just going to retain more water when you consume like diet sodas and stuff like that. So the more you know.
But it's a treat when you go to the movies to be able to have it.
Yeah, but you
it's
drink
not
like
a treat
7
when you drink
of them
9 a day.
Okay, but we're talking just about me. Type of people in general.
What are your take on like fries and hot dogs and stuff like that?
Not for me. I wouldn't.
It's not for me
I'd
either.
rather like eat that.
Or nachos for that matter. I just don't.
I don't mind nachos.
Yeah, but the type of nachos that you get at the movie theater are like the lowest nachos.
The low end, the Mexicasa.
Yeah, they're
no,
like.
No, I actually don't mind the actual.
Whoa, come on, man! They're like.
Hold on, I gotta agree with Tim because sometimes
sometimes
I'm just craving that genericness. But I have the best story for you. I don't even know if I want to name this person. But
Cam.
It's someone, no. It is someone that we worked with that used to be like enormous. But I don't know if you knew him when he was enormous.
I know who you're talking
But now he's like the most fit guy I know, period. He used to work at a movie theater. Do you know this story?
No.
How he got fired from... Yeah, you definitely know of this person.
Yeah, no, Tim knows him.
You would have worked at a movie... He worked at a movie theater. He got fired. The boss called him into his office. This is when he was enormous. and showed him surveillance video of him of drinking the pumping the cheese into his mouth. Straight out of a movie.
That cheese, that's the part of like the nachos, the actual chips that you get are like low budget chips that are underneath that like hot light. So they get like soggy hot, which is not good. But that cheese is disgusting.
Oh, I don't
Like
mind
that's below, that's like below Cheese Whiz in like the lowness rankings of cheese.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's all right. But in a movie theater,
Sometimes the genericness of it. Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, when was the last time you actually had this stuff?
Jeez, I can't even
A
remember.
decade?
I can't even remember the last time I had some hot Mexicasa liquid.
yeah, it's been a long time since I've tried that stuff. But so I got.
But if you
none-
put it there right now, I'd definitely take a big dip.
Yeah, that shit's great.
You're in on that?
Oh, cheese sauces?
Yeah.
Like the
Imagine being out
like
on
the
cheese
no-name
sauce.
brand like
I don't give
fake
a shit.
Cheese Whiz.
Inject
Oh.
that directly into my veins. Delicious.
You people need to clash yourselves up a bit.
Sometimes I like it.
I enjoy a nice
Pat's
low
talk-
adventure into like eating every now and again. That's just beyond like you can do much better if you're gonna go with like shitty foodie. Go get a bucket of chicken. from
Yeah, that
KFC
sort of stuff.
or
Though,
something like
yeah.
that.
They serve that shit at like gas stations now. I think.
And Tim loves gas
Like the
station
hot
food, so
cheese-
it
the
makes
hot
sense that he
cheese
would like
button at the
this.
gas station.
Yeah, they have the chili and the cheese buttons at 7-Eleven. They do. It's like the dispensers for like milk and cream you put in your coffee. They've got it for chili and cheese.
Do you put that? In
So
your
what do you put
coffee
that
too?
on, like nachos or like the hot dogs they sell there?
Both nachos, hot dogs. Sometimes a taquito if you feel like
You have
adding-
lunch at 7-Eleven regularly?
I used to.
You got that chili makes me very nervous. Like you have to be really drunk to eat that chili, Tim.
Yeah, but you know what? It's pretty good. It's not as good as like Wendy's chili. Like it's not up there, but it's
Definitely
still good.
not.
There's a spice to that hot
There is.
liquid nacho
There
that I
is. Like,
remember.
Put it this way.
You used to get that shit at baseball games too.
Yeah, this stuff is all drunk food. Like you've given up all inhibition. You're too loaded. You're just like, fuck it, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat this. Would you ever sit down sober and be like, oh, those generic nachos and that awful cheese sauce? Let's get filled up.
I'm gonna side with Paul and Tim on this
Oh
one.
my
Yes,
God.
maybe. Yeah.
I win again.
I mean, if this is what you consider winning, that's not good news, my man.
I think we should run a poll on this.
I mean, most of the viewers
Are
of the
you
show
in or out on cheese sauce?
I would say that most of the viewers of the show are American, and you might win that poll because that sounds like a very American thing to eat.
I think people are in on
Listen,
cheese sauce.
I've been on record before on this show saying liquid, not Cheese Whiz, but like a higher end liquid cheese is maybe the most underrated condiment going.
So good that you would put your mouth under a tap and let it go.
And I ain't talking about that shit in the can either.
Cheese in a can?
Yeah, that
you
ain't, that
imagine
ain't for
trying-
me.
Can you imagine standing there in the office watching the videotape of it?
I mean,
And
this
then you-
sounds like something that you would do. So
What do you even say? Do you say, okay, here's my badge, I'm done? Like, do you try to defend yourself?
they call it fake news. It's a deep fake.
I wonder if you even try. You just go, yep, you got me.
Can't believe Sour Patch Kids are that low on that list.
But
Oh,
he-
Sour
I
Patch
mean,
Kids
listen, we've gone like he litigates. He hates his hate for sour candy in his like candy debate angers me.
Despise it.
it's
Stuff is
really
trash.
weird. Sour candy's by far
Number
the
one,
best.
number one.
Yeah.
Were cherry blasters on there?
No, they weren't.
Oh, I'll give you a head of shit.
All those like sour
Yeah.
cola bottles.
I don't like sour cola
Oh,
bottles.
give it all. Give me it all.
I like the cola bottles that don't have the sugar on them.
Even those like
Oh,
sour
no.
fruit, those sour fruit slices.
Yuck.
The little
Yeah, those are like low rent Sour Patch Kids.
Sure,
They're
yeah,
the same
they're like-
taste. They're just not
yeah.
as good.
yeah.
Pass.
Where's the best place to sit in a movie theater? Because I know the
Oh.
best place.
Pat and I have the exact same
I don't
opinion.
go. You listen. I don't know, man.
See, the problem is, Tim, that's why you and I work really well at the movie theater because we
Yes.
both like to sit in the same spot.
Where is it? I don't know.
The first row of like in a standard movie theater where you have like your seats down below that are
Yeah.
like close to the screen. Not there. That's too close.
like if I haven't been to
You're
the
too
movie in
close.
3 years, I could still know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like if we're coming in and like this is like where you walk in, like
Yeah.
right here, let's say.
Just show me
right?
where the screen is.
So the screen's right here.
Yes.
So there's like a row of seats right here, and then everything starts going up this way.
On the stairs.
Yes.
Once you hit the stairs. How many
First
stairs
row
am I going
of
up?
the stairs,
That's a seat?
there's a seat, and there's always like a handicap section right
Below it.
right below it. So there's a bar right here, just right on the edge of the row. If you sit in that seat, you're up enough that it's like eye level with you. You don't need to be at the very top. You're very close to the exit, for one thing, in case there's a fire, or you're like me and you have to piss a lot, or just you have to take a call, do whatever, because you don't want to be on your phone during the theater. But you can put your feet up on the bar the entire time, and no one says shit to you. You're not kicking anyone's seat. You get to go back in like the mini recline, put your feet up. It is a fantastic viewing experience. What you sacrifice by being a bit too close to the screen, you make up for in pure comfort.
100% agreed. It cannot be disputed or debated. It is the best place in the movie theater to sit. If the, we're living in a world now where there's, more and more seats are being assigned at movie theaters.
I like that. I like being able to pick my own seat.
I am if I can get that seat, right?
Yeah.
But if I can't,
But that seat is usually open.
that seat is usually open. But I think people in time are going to realize it's the best, sort of like the exit rows on planes.
Or you
And
just
then
put it out there.
exactly. In some ways, I feel bad now that the world knows about
What are
this.
your numbers in his hometown?
Oh, not huge. Pat Mayo experience, not very big in Canada.
But anyway, those are the best seats. Go grab them. It's worth going even a few minutes early just to make sure you get them because it's great.
You say the exit row on a plane?
I like the exit row on a plane. I like the extra leg room.
I just like sitting in the very first seat of the plane. Then I can be
Well,
the first
if I
person off.
can't get the exit row, then I want as far up as I can get.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I want the extra leg room, but if I can't have it, then yeah, I want as far up as I can in the window because I don't want anyone disturbing me to get up to use the bathroom. When I'm in the window seat, no one bothers me unless I need to get up.
Tim or Paul, sorry.
If they ask you to be the person in charge of like the door, what do you say?
Absolutely, no problem.
Are you capable of being the person in charge of the exit door?
Of course I am.
I would not trust you with that.
I'm. If we are, I am competent enough.
You are not calm under pressure,
Sure, I am.
You're a maniac.
I'm ice cold in a crisis.
and you're incredibly cursed. So it's just a troika of things that could go potentially wrong.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Do you know Tim puts kosher salt on his hot dogs?
I don't really understand it. I know like the all beef kosher hot dog is a 5-star wiener.
It is.
But do you need to put extra salt on hot dogs?
I don't
Just a
know
little
why
bit to
he's
accentuate
like
the
trying to like what brand hot dog do you rock?
I like Top Dogs.
You realize you're older than 6 years old, right?
Whatever. I like Top Dogs. I also like the
See,
foot.
I thought he was gonna
the Costco
like
hot dog.
shock me and give me some like higher end like kosher Jewish
No.
brand.
If we've learned anything from Tim,
know.
he's like the lowest of the low, like any product.
But why?
I like the ones in Costco too.
And following up from last week with the oil discussion that we were talking about, did you see what he said he's doing? Did you miss this?
Yeah.
So instead of balsamic vinegar mixed with the oil,
Canola, right?
he said he's going to use canola oil and malt vinegar and then use toasted bread for dipping. Did you actually do that?
I haven't done it yet. The whole argument was about whether I thought that would be an adequate replacement.
Can I tell you something? Do you wanna you put that like
Can I tell you something?
yeah.
You have a big pen line down the middle of your head from going like this.
Where is it?
You got it.
Oh, where? How big could it have been?
Yeah, I noticed it.
You slice up one of those French baguettes. You drizzle it with olive oil. You do the sea salt, and you put it in like the toaster oven for a few minutes. Oh, nothing involving canola oil
Or
though.
No, I was
malt
gonna take-
vinegar.
Malt vinegar.
No, I was going to take Texas toast, put it in the toaster, cut it into squares or points.
When you say Texas toast, you're just buying Wonder Bread Texas toast style, right?
yes, of course,
Okay,
and then
I didn't.
Whoa, no, let him finish.
toast it up, cut it into either squares or wedges, and then in a little container instead of using extra virgin. I mean, in my opinion, basically oil is oil is oil. So olive oil can be easily replaced with like canola oil or vegetable oil. Like that's fine. And then I think malt vinegar is better than balsamic vinegar. I think that it tastes much better. So what's the difference? It's oil, it's vinegar, it's red. If I liked it one way, it won't be as good, perhaps, sure. But it's 80% of the way. And if you're in a rush and you want something tasty and quick, well, whatever. That's what you get around the house.
Why do you have to be in a rush to do this? What would be the difference than actually buying the real thing? No, when he said this the first time, he said he was going to cut it into triangles and squares because it's fancy.
It is fancy.
Also,
That's how people think their caviar.
anytime,
for
hold
example.
on, anytime you bash Tim for like his shitty food things, he always, and part of his defense for it is in a rush. Like microwaving that revolting stuff.
And we talk
Like
about Tim having
he's-
all
yeah.
the time in the world to go stand in line at banks, but he can't make himself a meal.
Just it's about being resourceful. That's what you got around the house. I think you can pinch hit with that, and it's fine. I think you would basically say, you know what, this is almost as good as the stuff you get at those fancy Italian places. That's all.
But we
Pizza
discussed,
Delight.
Yeah, like Pizza Delight.
Those fancy Italian places.
Last thing that I found out about Tim, do you know he boils his water for ice?
That is
Yes,
messed
I do.
up.
A lot of restaurants do that way. It's perfectly clear.
No,
Okay,
they
if
don't.
restaurants do that, and that's how they make their ice, why don't you take a tip from restaurants when serving food?
I don't know what you mean.
Like you do like the low budget knockoff
It's his
version of what restaurants
DVOA
do.
of restaurant.
But like you're at home, who cares?
Well, like I'm in no rush to make ice.
But
so
you're in a rush to make all your food, but to make ice, it's a 20-minute process.
If I'm gonna have ice, I like it to be clear. I don't like ice cubes where you can like see the white lines in the middle. That bothers me. I prefer my ice cubes to be clear. Call me old-fashioned, if you will. That's what I like.
I need to have the fanciest ice cubes to go along with my malt, vinegar, and canola oil dipping for bread. But that's
I
so
don't see why
insane.
that's
and
so
it
funny.
seems
Like, I don't
very
see what the
millennial to boil your ice
It
cube
really
water.
does. Well, he also talked about how
No.
Tim also brushes his teeth with bottled water, so I guess that makes
Not
sense.
bottled water, water from a cooler.
I don't understand.
Like that's crazy talk. Boiling your water to make ice cubes. Generally, the only time that people make ice cubes is because they realize that they're out of ice cubes and want one, so they just immediately go to the tap, fill it up, and throw it in the freezer, and hopefully it gets done quickly enough.
I think that's how you experience
Jeff,
it. I think a lot of people,
how do you experience ice cubes?
Okay, my wife gets mad at me when I fill the ice cube tray up from the sink. She prefers that I use like the water thing on the fridge.
So she's a fancy
Well,
man.
yes, of course.
She's a fancy
But
lady
I'm
Tim.
like,
It's
no,
not-
I'm no, like it's freaking ice. Like I just do, like let it all flow into the cube trays.
no,
and
no. It's got to be filtered or boiled so that you get some of the imperfections out of it.
It's fucking ice. Who cares?
the
Well, I
imperfections.
do.
Why do you care? Please explain to me why you care.
Well, first, it looks cool AF to have a perfectly clear ice cube in your glass.
You claim you're not a millennial? Listen to you.
Who are you
dude.
entertaining?
No one.
Nobody.
So
I don't like the ice cubes that have the. I just prefer to boil it because that way it's been boiled. It's been up to 212. It's been there's no imperfections into it. It's as good as it's going to get. Then it just looks nice. It's about being aesthetically. Some of us go the extra distance, and some people don't. That's the difference between us, perhaps.
So you'll go the extra distance to have an aesthetically pleasing ice cube for yourself because no one else is around, yet you won't take the extra 2 minutes to buy a different type of oil and vinegar at the store to make it far superior.
I
Like,
never said. Listen, I never said that the canola oil was better.
You said it was 80%, which makes no sense.
Yeah, it's maybe of course it does. Oil is oil, pretty much.
Oil, okay, then use motor oil then. How about that?
Well, no, obviously that's not consumable. That's a synthetic oil. I'm
based
talking about-
based on what you eat and what you talk about, I'm pretty sure you could handle motor oil at this point.
I don't think so. But
It would
again,
give you good viscosity, and then you would have no thermal breakdown.
I know you like to think you can look down your nose and judge about the trappings of the life of the average Joe, but
The life of the average Joe who demands aesthetically pleasing ice cubes for himself
you're such a
because it's lit AF.
cool.
It's pretty
No
good.
pun intended. It's cool AF.
oh, I didn't even think of. that's ice.
Jets fans, eh?
Tim,
No,
Tim,
don't.
Tim, it's nice to see you. Jeff, would you finally like to bring this up, please? Mr. Elite Jeff?
No, okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you cannot turn this back on me or people who agree with me being
You mean
elite.
sensible people?
Taking home like toast from the restaurant is that looks like a homeless move.
So here's the thing. I can see if you have extra, I don't know who goes out to like brunch or breakfast and has extra. Like, what are you going to, if you go for breakfast and you go for like the hash browns, the eggs, the toast, the pancakes, the sausage, the ham, the whatever. I mean, you're probably pretty hungry and hungover. You're eating that entire thing. I don't know who's bringing anything home with them, but I could see the toast being thrown in if you had extra, but you're not eating it when you get home. And definitely not putting it in the microwave and eating it, Tim.
Well, I'm putting the whole thing in the microwave.
But you're eating the toast that you put in the microwave. Toast sucks 6 minutes into a meal.
I don't mind it. I think it's not as good as when it comes right out of the toaster, sure.
But we're okay, here's the thing.
But I'm not some elitist that can just afford to throw my money away.
You're not throwing anything away. You're talking about a slice of bread. You buy your loaf of Wonder Texas toasts, man.
For $1.50.
If I bought it, it's mine, and I will have it.
No, man.
Like
no.
this is truly one of the lowest things you can do.
Well,
Like
again,
also, you know what might be even worse than going home and microwaving toast to eat later from breakfast as leftovers? Bringing home eggs and reheating them. Like eggs are low key. Something, and especially because toast takes a minute and a half to make. Eggs take less than that. You can have brand new stuff and not subject yourself to living like a hobo. I don't even know if that's a hobo move.
Well, when you said that it would get no response in the poll, it was well over into double digits. People who were on.
No, those are sick. I'm
No,
disgusted.
No.
I'm
Tim doesn't understand this. Is the
They just vote to
yeah, they know that being on Tim's side leads to him believing this stuff and him espousing more crazy ideas. Like no one actually believes
what's going
this.
on. That's not outrage. Is that people vote with the things they agree with.
No,
You're saying people are actually doing
no,
this
Tim, they do not.
Where they're voting against their interests to pump up my tires to get me to say something.
Yes.
I think that is nonsense. I think people are just voting the way their conscience dictates.
You live like a common homeless person.
No,
the fact that you're not addicted to heroin blows my mind.
I live like the average Joe.
No,
that is who I am.
It's done. The jig is up. It's over.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You're not man of any people. You're not.
Well, you brush your teeth with bottled water.
Water from a cooler, not bottled water.
Okay, so
you open a Dasani to use it.
You brush your teeth with bottled water. You boil your water for ice cubes, so it's pure all the way through. Yet you bring home soggy toast from a restaurant and reheat it in the microwave and eat it.
You heat it up, and then you slather a bunch of marmalade on it, and you're good to go.
Oh,
Don't worry
no.
about it.
It's so wet and gross already, man.
So what? Whatever.
And think about the places that you go to get food. It's not like you're getting high quality bread.
That's not true.
Like bringing bread home. Okay, like if you do takeout, popular restaurant people could relate to. Obviously, Tim wouldn't be able to, but say like Cheesecake Factory, I really like their black bread.
Okay.
And you do takeout, I'll ask them to like put some of that in. That's normal, right?
Or cheddar
like, you know the
bacon.
Is it toasted?
No, it's the bread that they would put on the table before you eat.
Look,
but I bring the breadsticks home from ESM.
The fuck is ESM?
Inside Mario's. I bring the breadsticks back.
Oh my god.
Why are you?
Are those are all you can eat breadsticks? So you're taking all you can eat breadsticks and like bringing more food
I
home
don't
than you're
think
actually
that's
allotted.
like crazy. If you are, say, bringing home like half your pasta and there's like 2 breadsticks left in the bin,
It gets thrown
you
in.
throw it in.
Sure.
If you want to do
I'm
it,
not-
Throw it out anyway.
you're talking about actually bringing home toast. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what we're talking about. You're wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. It is.
Clearly, 1 in 9 people disagree with
No,
you.
they
so I
don't.
can't that
I'm not
wrong.
even buying it. I don't even buy
I would say
it.
that 5% of people probably agree with Tim because maybe, I mean, not a lot of homeless people have Twitter, but like deranged people have Twitter, so they're probably voting for him. The rest are just like troll votes.
Honestly, homeless people wouldn't even want your like. They
well, I mean,
wouldn't
there's not
even-
a whole lot of leftovers in the homeless community. In fairness,
No,
you get
but
some
like
food, you
the
pound
food
that into
that
it.
like people would give them. Like I'm taking my leftovers, and you realize, oh, I got to go somewhere else. Here, like you
Here,
just-
have some soggy toast and some hour-old eggs.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can go ahead.
Like
and
Happy
live
Gilmore's
as
caddy
bougie
wouldn't even
as
eat the
all you want.
toast.
That's fine. You can be as bougie and elitist
No,
as you want.
no,
There's
no,
nothing
wrong.
bougie or elite.
Wrong,
There's a
wrong,
difference between
wrong.
not being low and being bougie.
No,
This
I'm
is
talking about-
this is
Yeah.
being low.
Yeah, this is being
I'm
low.
not-
Yeah, no, this is being
No.
unintentionally low grade. Guys just standing on some moral hill of not wasting.
Who anyways everything.
Like the fact that you'll die on the hill of not like taking 2 pieces of bread from your loaf and just toasting it when you want toast. No, you're wrong.
Like
You're
this
wrong.
is like in the same vein as like this is low, just like thinking SpaghettiOs is Italian food is low.
It is an awesome lunch.
Do you think it's Italian food?
Well, I mean, I suppose if one were to categorize it, yes, I suppose one would have to.
Yes, from behind the camera.
I really think on the ESM, as Tim would say, we're bearing the lead here. This is all you can eat breadsticks. They have all you can eat salad, all you can eat soup. Tim is bringing home you're supposed to eat the food in the restaurant. You're not supposed to bring in all you can eat stuff back home with you.
Yeah, but if I've already got it on my plate, they're just gonna
Again,
throw it out.
I'm gonna say that if he has like some of his Italian, say, pasta entree left,
Or no, you go
I don't
there and
think
buy
it's
one
the-
meal, get a second meal free. You get your free meal, and you just wrap the whole free meal up.
if you had to rank, like, where does Eastside Mario's? That's like a higher end restaurant for you, right?
Middle of the road.
It's a low end restaurant.
It's actually very good.
No, it's not. It's like saying like Applebee's is a very average
you
restaurant.
find it in the downtown core of major Canadian cities. It's not some
You
nonsense.
realize that you find crappy restaurants everywhere because it's just like
The
when
chains,
when I
like
was
the
in when I was in Reykjavik, they had a Hard Rock Cafe. You know who went there? No one. Tim would
Oh,
go
I
there.
love Hard Rock cafes. They're
Exactly. You'd be like, oh, I'm in a Scandinavian country. Where should I go? Oh, the Hard Rock Cafe.
cool. That's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. So they have to have. There is a market for crappy restaurants for people like you.
We have a friend who's currently in Australia, and every conversation I've had with him there are just about what kind of things do they have in McDonald's, and what is the DC like there, and things of that nature. That's all we're chatting about.
Yeah, and of course, he's in Australia and he's going to McDonald's and he's having everything that he would get back here. Also, because I know this person quite well, I've been to his house. How does he eat, Tim?
Unconventionally.
So most of the time when you go over to this specific person's house, who Tim is talking about, you will just find open peanut butter jars with spoons in them, and that's all he's eaten for the entire day. Or
Yeah,
if
but
you
we've all done that.
Tim, if you open his oven, what's in the oven?
Bunch of empty pizza boxes.
That's it. Those are the 2 things he eats.
Love that.
No, he likes pad thai as well. Chicken fingers.
He eats like a 7-year-old.
Me too.
Yes, Paul.
He was saying that Eastside Mario's very big in major cities. Closest ones are in the suburbs of here. There was one that was in downtown Toronto. That is permanently closed.
Yeah,
so.
closed a while ago. The one on Front Street by the Dome.
Oh, I did see that.
I don't want to. Well,
Toronto is now the 9th most expensive city in the world to go out for a date night. Oslo is number 1.
you want to know something? I wouldn't know.
You don't go on date nights anymore?
I can't even.
Well, you're talking about doing the peanut butter on your pizza and eating chicken fingers. So
Oh, I wouldn't do that. I just like pizza, not peanut butter on my pizza. I just mean I can't even remember the last time like me and my wife stepped out of the house.
oh, you guys should go to Biblos Uptown. My friend runs that place. It's excellent.
I can't wait.
Shareables, Tim. When you come up, I'll bring you there.
I can't wait to
We can
go.
order like 7 mini
anywhere.
plates. It'll be excellent.
I gotta defend Tim in saying my wife, who's can be very like hoity with like food and restaurants and likes things, highly recommended, or like when we'll go away somewhere, like we'll go to the places. Like you'll look up like places like that her like favorite like chefs like or whatever, but she loves Eastside Mario's, the genericness of it. It like I don't know.
Sun-dried tomato pasta, it's so good.
It's so I don't go though. She goes
And the
with a
great thing
friend
about it is that they'll put
It's-
as much Parmesan cheese on until you tell them to stop.
Yeah, that's called every Italian restaurant, man.
Okay, well, I don't know about that.
And what about the balsamic and vinegar?
Yeah,
Don't do that.
how's your malt vinegar and canola? Oh, did you see canola oil got Andercust? Apparently, it leads to dementia by a new study. So I think Tim might already be there. I don't know.
Anyways, no, you are dead wrong on this toast thing. You're wrong. There's no
Well,
coming
the
back from it.
Double digit supported me, so I feel vindicated.
I don't understand how that's how you feel vindicated. If you say
Because
you're a
I
man,
told
if you're a
you
man
the
of the
worst
people
thing
and
ever.
an overwhelming majority vote against you, how does that make you a man of the people?
I actually agree with him that getting that much vote would be like for such an insane thing would be flattering.
That's sad.
It's sad that people are putting air in his tires just to build
To
him
hear
up.
the next crazy take. That's all it is. Like, what was your favorite Starburst color?
Yellow.
Does anyone like yellow Starburst? Jeff?
Everybody.
I like all Starbursts.
Sure, but like if they only sold it by one color, would it ever be yellow?
Do you want to know they do sell it red? They do sell in like the States, like red only bags. I've never seen a yellow only bag.
Yeah, because it's terrible. Damn. Heating up your toast in the microwave. Whoa.
That is as low grade. Like you've done a lot of disgusting things which like can question your taste buds, but this is like homeless low grade.
Well, you're wrong.
So number 1 on this list is Jeff's burgeoning rivals list. Tim, if you had to rank Jeff's biggest rivals, who would they be?
I do think number 1 is Darren Ravel now.
Yeah, what do you have against Darren? Why do you hate Darren Ravel so much?
What
Sent
a
out
fucking
yesterday.
loser.
Tweet you sent out yesterday where it's like, oh, I'm Darren Rovell. If the Chiefs trade Mahomes, I'll cancel my Twitter account.
This
Clown
fucking
face.
guy like action.
I lost it.
I don't know if it's a good thing. Like, I don't know if I'm hitting the chord I want to hit if I'm making Tim lose
Oh, I
his
was
shit.
like, I had tears coming down my eyes last evening. I
No,
was laughing so hard there.
what an insane person. Like, this guy.
Is he more or less insane than Tim? Or is it a different
no,
insane?
you know what? Way more insane because he's a fucking phony. Tim is like genuine, scary genuine. This Rovell is such an ass clown phony. Trying to sell himself to nobody or people born yesterday as some like gambling expert for the fucking Action Network. And I like that operation. And there's a few of our friends that do stuff for them and they all do great work. I don't know why this clown is associated with that. And he speaks like he knows anything about gambling. He's a phony. He's a phony. He's a fraud. He's a fraud to show me like what stadiums have on their chicken fingers or something.
That's content made for Tim.
It's go if Tony Romo wins the tournament, I'll delete my Twitter account. So pretty much now every day I'm gonna rail on this guy. Like during the World Series, like if the Miami Marlins win the 2019 World Series, I'll delete my Twitter account.
It was the clown face that got me.
Yeah, because it's a clown show.
But you hate emojis, Tim.
I know, but just I can hear Jeff calling him a clown. It just, I don't know. It just killed me.
So who would you rank as Jeff's number 2 rival? Because he's very passionate about hating Darren Rovell.
Justin Rose.
No, that's the joke. Because there's another golfer who should be way ahead of Justin Rose.
Yeah, Jordan Spieth you hate far more than
The
Justin
thing
Rose.
with Rose
but
and
you
his
don't like
face
the way
and
Justin
him.
Rose-
Yes, I don't like Rose.
Justin Rose's phoniness.
Yes, he's also phony. So you're right. Spieth is genuine. I don't like phonies. Even this whole thing of like Rose trying to be like, oh, me and Justin Timberlake are best friends. Like, I don't believe anything Rose tries to sell me. anything.
What if he tried to sell you Morgan Stanley?
No, sure, but this guy became number 1 in the world
And sold out!
Yeah, he's allowed to, but I don't have to believe it. He's allowed to.
So we have...
What about that? What about
Speed,
that
but
lady?
Speed.
No, hold on.
Hold on. If Speed like won a tournament, I'd wake up like the next day bothered. Justin Rose, like that's all like shtick. I don't like not like him. His like face like kind of annoys me, but I don't not like him, and I don't not like Spieth. I just am proud that something I called that was so like out of fashion is in fashion.
Well, I mean, that's Tim's entire game plan here. That's why he just enjoys everything.
Yeah, but I don't do something like that every week on purpose and then try to take credit for it 3 years later. This happened. It happened naturally, and now I'm going to take a little bit of credit, or more than some people think.
Begging for credit like you're Tim. Listen to you.
Hold on, I'm allowed to take a bit of
I mean,
when
they're both
like
Jets fans.
when an opinion that when you make it is polling at like 8%, and now it probably polls.
So what we call 8%, anywhere between 4 and 8%, we call the Cust zone.
Yeah. So when I make and I believed it when I said it. I wasn't saying it to make a highlight or to still be talking about it 3 years later. But when I made a statement that polled at 8% at the time I made it, and now it polls at over 50%, I'm allowed to be like, look at me. I don't think that's unfair. I think Tim is dead wrong, though. Just not a rival.
So
Okay, number 3 is that lady at McDonald's that you see every day.
Yeah, so
Not
this
every
is
day, but
this
yes.
is how this all started. We were trying to figure out who Jeff's biggest rival was, and then he said, "There's this lady at McDonald's, and I'll tell you on the show." So please tell us.
I don't know if it can live up to it in words. And I would honestly just say before I get there, Travis Benjamin to me has to be my biggest rival. Because like
More than Rovell? It seems like you have a lot.
I
of
don't
animosity
wake
for
up
Rovell.
angry about Rovell. Like
It seems like
thinking
you
about-
live
No,
angry through Rovell.
If
Who's very welcome to come on the show, by the way.
if
he would
it's
like to.
brought-
I'm a fan.
Don't forget about McDonald's lady. I'm sure you won't. But I've been blocked. You know the list of people I've been blocked by on Twitter?
I don't know.
At least that I know about it. It is very small.
I didn't realize anyone had me blocked on Twitter until you sent me some guy. There was some tweet that you got blocked by some hockey player, and it turns out I'm blocked by him too. I have no idea who he is.
And yes, I didn't make that incident public because he actually apologized to me
Oh.
after. But like a very prominent TSN member like came at me in DMs, couldn't handle my jokes.
I saw the name.
Very well established joke.
I saw the name and I was like, I know that name from somewhere. Where do I know it from? I think I had like a Hartford Whalers Pro Set card of him in 1990.
But you must have like someone must have said something to you in a thread with him, and you made such like an egregious like anti-hockey comment. Like I'm trying to think why.
No,
he
because
blocked you.
after the fact, I went and looked it up if I had ever been mentioned in anything with him, and I hadn't been.
that is
I get blocked by
very.
people all the time.
Yeah,
that I
of
don't
course.
even-
I mean, I'm this close to
Okay,
blocking.
so Ryan Leaf, which bothers me that I'm blocked by him. I asked him a question that I saw reported in a thing like years ago. I saw like when he was a Charger that he had this like incident in our medical room where he like threw a chair at Dr. Chow, who's now like famous for some malpractice things.
I'd say he's
But
more
he's also-
famous for
no,
being fantasy
no.
doctor.
I was going to get there. Yes, he's established himself as pro football doc. I almost need to know instantly, like,
What he thinks.
well, he's a good resource.
I would say shout out to my guy, Dr. Jesse Morse.
No.
He gets the Pat Mayo bump because he comes on the show.
Yes, no, I agree. I'm just looking for any doctor. And as you know, if you're a Charger fan, you're always in need of a diagnosis of the most recent injury.
I'm a doctor. I can diagnose.
So
you.
Ryan Leaf has blocked me. Jeff Blair, a local
Who's Jeff Blair?
Fan 590 radio host, blocked me. And this one bothers me so much because he blocked someone else. He blocked like a genuine good guy who does these like local Toronto podcasts. I'll even give him a plug. Toronto Mike. That should interest literally 0.1%. But this genuine good guy got blocked by Blair. I don't know. This guy's never said anything in his life that would like offend anybody. And then I made fun of Blair for blocking this guy. Whatever. And Chuck Swirsky.
The Onions guy?
The biggest, there's a pattern here. If I deem you're a phony, I will be relentless.
How do you do the show with me? I'm the world's biggest phony. I pretend like I know about gambling like Rovell does.
But
and I don't.
no. You're genuine in your phoniness.
Oh, okay. So then
Like
there is
you
a.
acknowledge like this is a like no.
All right, now, people want the McDonald's lady story.
No,
Give them
but
No,
Chuck
you want the McDonald's lady
Okay,
story.
fine.
Chuck
I
Swirsky,
want
listen, I spent a lot of years like behind the scenes in some sports media production aspects, wrangling guests, getting guests.
That's where I met you.
There is not a bigger phony I encountered in my entire decade plus doing that than Chuck Swirsky. And I call him on it. I got no problem. This is a guy that you get him on the he's such a fucking pissant. Like in the booking, you even get him up in something he agrees to do. Like I'm not forcing you to do it. You could say no, thank you. And you get guys on the phone before you put them through. And it's like a very, at least when you do it long enough, it's like a very scripted like routine.
Yeah, you call him 5 minutes before. Hey, you're on the line. Let's get a mic check.
Yeah,
You're ready to go.
Maybe
Okay.
even, and if the guy's a real pro, it'd even be like 90 seconds.
Yeah,
If
Jeff
like I
would
know
do
you're
like
reliable.
If you're phoning Pat Mayo.
Jeff would say like, Morency will be on. Hear what he wants to talk about. He'll probably talk about none of those things. Talk about what he wants to talk
No,
about.
all that stuff's been done in email beforehand. But Chuck will be like, you'll get him on the phone, like, how long is this gonna take? Why are you bothering me? Like he's just bitching and moaning, and then it goes on. He's like, oh, great to be with you, great to be joining the great city of Toronto. And I don't know, encountered him in public once too, a real fucking phony. Now down to this McDonald's lady. I don't even know if this is going to entertain people, but just a couple times a week, it's not even the McDonald's that's close to me, but it's the McDonald's that like I'm on the road and I'm near. So a couple times a week I will go there. And I'm just this isn't like drunk or like post day, like stoned late night, like McDonald's.
It's
where
like
it'd be
11 a.m.
The 10 nuggets with the side double cheeseburger.
I do a side McChicken.
All the same.
Double cheeseburger is the way to go.
It's more like this is like I try to either beat the kids on their lunch or before or after,
Yeah,
but
good
it's
time.
just like innocent 2 cheeseburger, small fry holds me over perfect. This woman, she like makes this McDonald's her home. She reeks of the same women that put on so much perfume. Like bother me so much. If anyone sits at what she deems as her table, she like has this little hissy fit. She annoys the staff to no end. Like I'm always like, I hate this. Like the staff always, she just walks like behind the counter. I see other people go in there and complaining to the staff about this woman. I don't know. I'm not explaining it right. I fucking cannot stand this woman. I cannot stand her. I don't know why Tim is so entertained by the concept of all of it, but I hate this. I literally, this woman is probably a rival. Yeah.
Is she number one?
No.
I mean, it's
When I see her, I get really annoyed. I hate this woman. I also like have a natural hate, and she doesn't like have a laptop or anything like that. She wouldn't even know how to work it. Probably just annoys people. But like I also like naturally hate like the people that set up shop in like a McDonald's or like a Tim Hortons. With
no,
their
those people are the
laptops.
worst.
Like they're making it their home for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Like get the fuck.
Go get your food, eat, and then get out.
That's a pretty low place to do it.
They're
Like-
just skimming the Wi-Fi, working on something.
I mean, there's a culture around going to somewhere like Starbucks and working. They kind of encourage
Oh no, McDonald's wants you to do that now.
Matt, what sort of job are you doing where you're going to McDonald's and working?
Oh, believe me, with all the McCafe renovations, they're becoming sort of they're designing themselves to be sort of a destination like Starbucks. They have better coffee.
Anyway,
you know what,
a
Rovell?
lot of people go to Starbucks to go work. I don't, but a lot of people do.
No,
it doesn't
it's
really bother me.
Work in your office, work at home. Don't work at
a lot of people don't necessarily have that luxury. Like I know someone who ducks in at the Starbucks right around the corner here and does his work.
Rent a WeWork desk.
Go what?
Rent a WeWork desk. Isn't that what they're doing with that? You just rent a desk.
Yeah, I mean, he does sales, so he's like all across, but sometimes he has meetings in between, and he'll go to the Starbucks and work for an hour, and then he'll go to his next
I'm
meeting.
going to get so mad when I get home and think of 7 things this lady has done to bother me that I forgot.
Well, I mean, the too much perfume thing, I can't stand. It's like the guy at the gym who just like takes a thing of Axe body spray. Like, do you need to smell like that?
Have you seen the commercials?
Has anyone told you smell good? And
The
is it just
commercial
completely
tells them
disgusted
he's going
by
to
it?
get laid, though.
Yeah, but you know who doesn't? People who wear Axe body spray. That's like a big trigger right there. But you said, what'd you say you get with the nuggets?
If I like you have different McDonald's go-to orders.
Yeah, like I like nuggets, so nuggets is my
heavy one would be like the nugget combo with like the double cheeseburger.
Okay, so I get like a junior chicken on the side with that. Tim threw this out here on Twitter the other day. He said that the Wendy's spicy chicken is bad.
Garion agreed with me.
No.
And for the longest time, Garion was like a fan of it and like stood for it. Now he's like, it's just not that good anymore.
No.
And you know why? Because it's never been good. It's a terrible sandwich. You're going to go to Wendy's, you get a JBC. That's it. That's the list.
I mean, I don't think that anyone has ever ordered a JBC in their lives. Like if you're going down the JBC route,
I definitely have ordered plenty of
one,
them.
you've went into a Wendy's and ordered a junior bacon cheeseburger.
No,
you order like 10 of them or something like that. You're either super stoned or you're super drunk and
There's
you
a
just want to
Wendy's-
pound it into you.
The Wendy's spicy chicken.
It's the best thing on the menu. Maybe this has changed over the past 3 years. I don't know.
No, it hasn't. But before fast food, I don't want to say became more popular.
Got better.
I want to say before like what you
Chick-fil-A's,
would classify as fast food.
Five Guys
has sort of grown where there's like a bit of a higher end level maybe.
Okay.
But when you take like fast food back to like its origins, or I'll say like for me during like my high school or university days, the number one power ranked fast food item of all the establishments was the Wendy's spicy chicken.
Yuck.
That was the number one. And I would say today, even with the growth of better quality fast food, a Five Guys, a Chick-fil-A, I would say that Wendy's spicy probably still has to rank in like the top 3 to 5.
Yuck.
No, you're wrong about this, as you're about most things.
No, it's terrible. And even Garion agreed with me, which is a sign that I'm right about this. Because Garion was a huge defender of it.
No, so Garion probably ate too many that he is like now sick of it.
But Garion also says that Popeyes is better than KFC. Tim, do you agree with him on that?
No one agrees with that unless they're just trying to troll. Popeyes doesn't have 11 herbs and spices that are in a secret vault that no one can see.
How triggered do you think Tim was when Melissa McCarthy was playing the Colonel?
That didn't bother me. You know what? I'm not going to tell this story. So it's sort of off topic. Let's move on to something else. Let's go.
You can't bring it up and not say it, Tim. What's the story?
I've gotten into this YouTube wormhole where I've been watching people go to the World of Coca-Cola Museum and try all the different Coca-Colas that they have there. And then they show the merchandise tent and all the stuff you can buy. And like now I'm just trying to find as many videos as possible just to see what it's like there because I think it's so cool and I want to go.
This is lower than people who watch other people open GIFs on YouTube.
Oh, that's a huge thing.
I understand, but it's for like that's also for like 3-year-olds.
I don't think this.
Where is the Coke Museum? Is it in Atlanta?
Of course, it's in Atlanta.
I don't think this one is that crazy.
It's just sad.
More sad than crazy, but it's something he enjoys, and like, there's no.
Is this a step above or below being on the
But
Coke
when you
Reddit
say
threads?
the different Coca-Colas, do you mean the establishment of like changing the recipes, or all these new like?
No, like the weird like brands that you could get all over the world. They have this room where it's just a bunch of fountains and like with different countries' names on them, and like you can get all the samples of it that you want with cups.
Yeah, but you hate anything that's not regular Coke.
Yeah, but you can get like the way Mr. Pibb is in like Paraguay.
But you would hate that because it's not what you're used to.
I'd be curious to sample all these various things. Then I could buy all kinds of Coke swag when I was in the store. And then you can see all the artifacts and go on a museum tour. It would be so cool.
There's nothing stopping you from going to do
I
this.
would go to this museum for sure.
Would you?
I wouldn't like make this like I'm going to Atlanta to go to this
If
museum.
you were in Atlanta, that's a must go. Yeah.
We were in Atlanta. We didn't do that. We just tried to get the hell away from the bus station.
We were there very briefly.
I don't know, what do you do in Atlanta?
Go see the CNN museum and the CNN stuff. Go to the Coca-Cola museum.
I guess I was big into like hip hop. It would be a fun place to go to, but I'm
Go see
not.
stuff to do with
I
the
don't
Olympics.
know. You make it rain at the strip club.
You can do that at any strip.
No, I don't know. Atlanta's like, never mind.
What is it? Golds? Is that what it's called?
Something.
What's the name of the strip club?
Might be, yeah. No, I don't actually know.
It's one that all the NBA guys.
Yeah,
go
it's
to.
like just famous. It's yeah.
All right. Enough of that, or do you want to talk about this $17 Kit Kat bar?
Let's postpone that for now. I have had that for a corner because I'm starting to work up something for that.
I think he's very misguided.
It's
Really?
all the millennials are. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm not going down this road. I will save my wrath for the next one.
And you realize that it's only sold in the UK, right?
It's still millennials.
I think it's just customized. It's like
It is. It's
yeah,
it's
and
a
then you
customized
could
one.
use like a really fancy like.
Tim, if no one wanted it, no one would buy it, and therefore it wouldn't exist.
Instead of spending money on a mortgage, would rather buy a Kit Kat.
How much money, Tim? How much money do you owe on your mortgage?
That's a separate and apart question. I'm not buying snickerdoodle flavored.
No, you're buying cigs and scratch tickets.
No one has ever so overtly mocked one of our super locks in as long as we've done this podcast.
Do you
That
want-
is not true.
Well,
I get mocked every other week for my super.
No one
Bowl.
has ever.
Yeah, no-
you make a super lock. It's an NFL point spread. No one has ever done what you
When I
did.
picked the Raiders 2 weeks ago, Pat Mayo was snickering at me as I said it.
Yeah, because I was right.
So point is, I.
Oh, no,
frequently- Hasn't happened to you.
let's rewind the tape here and just hear what Tim had to say.
Don't screw me, Pittsburgh.
That's such a bad pick. Oh, God.
They're going to crush them by 3 touchdowns. I just like the Niners a lot. I like the Skins better.
If the Niners hadn't just kept giving the ball away, they would have won that game by 3 touchdowns.
Tim, he's going to the well this week with a revised version of the best Halloween candy list. New entries on the list, new spots on the list. Let's find out.
Has it been released
Yes.
to the public yet?
No, I haven't. I figured it'd be better for SEO value if I sort of waited till after the show and then put the show up. But so I didn't spoil it until people have actually seen it. I can hear laughing. Why are people laughing at me?
No one was laughing. I think that's just in your head at this point.
No,
It's
maybe they are
ghosts.
laughing. The world is laughing because this is a guy that's put raisins and molasses on his and candy corn.
Molasses kisses, Jeff.
So,
You can't get mono from molasses kisses.
all right. You know what? That's not funny. Shall we begin?
Go ahead.
So, first thing I should say is that while the list that I made several years ago was great, that was back when I only had access to 140 characters. So I was obliged to sort of truncate that list. So now we have an opportunity to sort of dilate on it a little bit more. And we'll start with, obviously, number one is still number one. Candy corn is still the best Halloween candy. You cannot get better. It is the top notch. Made with real honey. Nothing says Halloween more than candy corn. If you don't like it, you're just one of these posers who says, "Oh, I don't like candy corn. It's cool not to like it." Most people like it. It's really popular. You can buy it everywhere. The market, again, dictates that it's popular. If it wasn't popular, you wouldn't find it everywhere and anywhere during Halloween. So candy corn.
Okay, well, just 2 things. One, best time to buy candy corn if you're in is the day after Halloween.
it's all
when
Halloween
it's the only thing left and it's marked down 98%. That's one way to go. 2, someone actually left a comment on Tim's list that said they'd rather eat the corn out of their own shit than eat candy corn.
My comments, the day after Halloween, you best believe I'll be hitting up like the Walmart on Friday.
And you got to do it quick, too. Because
Before 11 a.m. Before
it's
I'll try to
gone.
get there.
Do you know who you need to beat to the local Walmart
Who?
in case he buys all the stuff? Fat Geoff Fienberg.
No, I'm there. 50% off is a good deal.
Is that the next part of the curse for the Jets? That Sam Darnold has like diabetes or something?
Oh,
like
he's
that?
already losing toenails and missing practices.
Number 2.
I had to also say candy corn is piss, and he talks about it as like the market share shows. I swear to you, 85% of like where you see it, it's almost just like store decor as opposed
Yeah,
to
it's
selling
decorations. It's like when people walk into model homes and try to eat the fake fruit.
Yeah, it's literally, yes, it's there, but it's just like decor, Halloween decor, like a poinsettia plant would be at Thanksgiving or Christmas. I swear to you. He'll tell me I'm wrong, but trust me.
Paul.
We actually have a saying on our MMA show, Dogger Pat's podcast, every single week on Thursday morning on the Pat Mayo Experience podcast, that there's something called the cranberry sauce fight. It's like, it's at Thanksgiving. Cranberry sauce is on the table. It's there for decor. You don't really need it there. Nobody would miss it if the cranberry sauce wasn't there. Is that what you're kind of
I would.
No, I'm going to say, if there's one thing I know Tim loves, it's cranberry
Well, besides
sauce.
Tim, because we already saw that he hates candy corn, or he loves
After the
candy corn as well.
dressing, after dressing, cranberry sauce is the second best part of a Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner.
So candy corn number 1. Do you have a new number 2?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I was like, what is it that I like best after candy corn? And the honest to heaven's truth is that raisins is number 2. Regular sun-made raisins in the red box are sweet and delicious, and they're light too, right? So one of the important things about Halloween candy is you didn't want your bag weighed down with really heavy stuff. So the lightness factor to flavor ratio is critical. This is some science I'm dropping on you, folks. So you want to have a perfect balance between deliciousness and lightweight. And raisins sort of hit that perfect sweet spot where, someone chucks in a couple of bags or boxes of those raisins, you get tons of delicious flavor. They're healthy for you, and they're lightweight. They're a great classic. When I go to the store and I see those red boxes of raisins at Sobeys or the grocery store, that's how I know Halloween is upon us. I mean, that's one of the shortest. So I that's why they're number 2. I love them.
Would you, Geoff, if you were trick-or-treating, would you rather get a box of raisins or a toothbrush?
So let's say you got 4 or 5 things of raisins, which I think would probably be a high pick because I don't think anyone gives them out anymore. And he's talking about the weight. I'll trade the weight for like the small Snickers, and I'll be able to handle the weight differential between the raisins and the Snickers.
Yeah.
But this is one of those takes where
I'm shocked Werther's original
people literally
isn't like top
reach
3.
out and they're like, "No, is he real? Like, is he real?" And I'm like, this is so absurd. It's such a phony. It's such a. I don't know. No,
he does like raisins. I can vouch for him liking raisins.
Okay, raisins are good. Those sun-made raisins are fine, but it's not better than like a bite-sized Twix.
Yes, they are. Bite-sized Twix is not all that good.
I'm just insert chocolate bar here. I'll say insert Sour Patch Kid, but that'll.
Oh God, we'll get to the chocolate bars when we get to them. They're in the second tier of ranks.
So this isn't chocolate raisin. This is not like Glossette raisins.
No, those are wannabe dressed up. I don't like they're okay. I prefer the chocolate covered peanuts to the chocolate covered raisins. But
you say the chocolate covered peanuts?
Peanuts.
Oh, it sounded like you said penis.
No, chocolate covered peanuts over the raisins, but whatever. None of them make the list because they're not that great. Number 3 of the molasses kisses. They're delicious. They last for a while too after Halloween. You don't have to nurse them. Like they'll last you for a while in your candy dish or in your car driving around. Like I always have a big bag of them in my car, just to have one every now and then when I'm driving around. They're great. I bought some the other day because I wanted a bunch.
So you hoard molasses kisses like old people like hoard hard candy.
I wouldn't say.
So when you open up your man purse, do you have peppermint candies in there for the kids as well?
No, but like in the console of my car, I have a bag of the Halloween, amongst other things. I have a bag of the Halloween kit.
How isn't like a can of Diet Coke number 1?
No, we'll talk about, again, flavor to weight ratio. Very important.
Yeah, but you love Diet Coke.
I do love it, but it's bad for the Halloween bag. It's too heavy. Like I love mini sips too, but they're not on here either because again, it's too heavy for the bag.
Yeah, but raisins are bad. So why are they even on the list?
Because they're delicious, they're sweet, and they're healthy for you. Now, here again, I'm giving some advice.
Yeah, if there's one thing we know about you, you're all about health.
Well, sometimes, listen, Diet Coke. It's good for you. Now, number 3, molasses kisses. Delicious. Number 4, those mallow cream pumpkins. They're delicious too. The little tiny pumpkins. They're very similar to candy corn. Not quite as good as candy corn, but they are lit. Then there's a gap. Then I have other fruit. I like other fruit for Halloween. Sometimes, like for example, candied apples count for this. Caramel
so you're one of those creeps that puts the razor blades. That's why you're not supposed to like get candy apples. You know that, right?
This is Darian brings this up every year. It's like he doesn't.
Apparently everyone was told this as a child besides you. Don't accept candy apples from anyone because people hide razor blades in them.
I like candy apples and caramel apples, so they're next. Then we get into the chocolate bars. Reese's peanut butter cups, Kit Kats, but don't break your Kit Kats up. Don't play with your food like a child. Take a bite out of it. Mars bars or Milky Ways. Then I have caramel bars, which I actually know how they get the caramel in those bars, but that's a separate point.
Oh, so you know the caramel secret, do you?
I actually do. And then Coffee Crisp, and then there's a gap.
Coffee crisp.
Then we go into what I call the everyday chocolate bar.
No, hold on. Go back, and you had Reese's. I actually agree with that. So
Yeah, I got no complaints.
Reese's, then what?
Kit Kat.
Okay, no. Then what?
Mars or Milky Way.
Well, is it Mars or Milky Way?
The same bar.
in the US,
in the
called-
States, the Mars is a Milky Way.
Oh,
So
is that
it's just
But
yeah.
Milky Way is something different here, then, isn't it?
There is no Milky Way here.
We don't really get one here.
What
I mean,
am I
you might
thinking?
at some like convenience stores that are like hip and cool that like go to probably tops across the border
Yeah, exactly.
to go to like Costco in the States. Then maybe you might find some Milky Ways.
So Reese's, Kit Kat, Mars, Milky Way, caramel, Coffee Crisp. That's what you got?
Yeah, then there's a gap. Then there's the everyday chocolate bars, like the ones that not so special get for Halloween, because like people are always getting them. This is your Snickers.
Don't
Your-
How are
How are Reese's and Mars bars
and Coffee Crisp and Kit Kat? Those are as
No,
regular.
those
No,
are-
those are as regular as a
I
Snickers.
don't think so. To me, those are like specialty, even though they're around
Those are
all year.
specialty
What
items.
the fuck do you
My
mean
mind-
they're specialty?
In my mind, I can't remember the last time I had any of those in full form, but I can remember always having them in the Halloween size form. So
That's just
this-
your no. They are equal. They're the Snickers and what else are you gonna name here?
Snickers, O. Henry, Crispy Crunch, and then I've got Score. Like these ones, just I mean, I don't like Score at all.
They're
Like,
all literally they get the exact same goddamn exposure on every freaking convenience store checkout counter.
I don't know what the sales ratio is to all of these year round, but I would have to say that Reese's, Mars, and Snickers are probably by far the three most popular chocolate bars.
Yeah,
more than O.
Arrow.
Henry.
No, people aren't flying up to buy Arrow's Cust. Tim sounds like he'd love Arrow. That seems
I
right
like-
in Tim's wheelhouse.
I loved Arrow. I love Arrow bars. They're great. Jersey Milk were always great too. But again, you didn't get these at Halloween.
No. Like I would say, if you want my honest opinion, Tim, to me, like, and this isn't even right, but like, there's no way a Kit Kat or a Mars bar are exotic. Like the ones that I would consider maybe you could call exotic, like they aren't the full regular, would be like a Wonder Bar or
A Butterfinger?
a Butterfinger. That's a great example. A Crunchy, maybe a Crunch. Those are ones that don't hit sort of normally, at least here in Canada. But every chocolate bar you name there's nothing exotic about a Reese's cup or a Mars bar or a Kit Kat.
Yeah,
No, that's why they're higher up. They're well, I shouldn't say exotic. It's just to me they're Halloween centric.
No, they're not.
Do you only think Reese's is because the packaging
Yeah,
is orange?
I was gonna say that has to be.
Well,
it.
I think that's a contributing factor. But anyway, they're like in all those different types of bags.
And I don't know what, like, I gotta say, bite-sized Twix deserves a spot somewhere here.
It does very low on this list. So after those, after the crispy crunch,
And I
and
want to
the
say
sweet
he
gap,
used to have the.
then I have the little.
Hold
then I have
on.
the-
He used to have the Hershey's cookies and cream in his T5.
Yeah, I decided to move that way down. We're going to talk about that. So then we move on to what I call the little pieces category. These are the mini Rolos, the M&Ms, the Smarties. Again, not that great. I think the weight to the flavor ratio, I think they're heavier than they should be. There's a lot of air in those boxes and not a lot of flavor. So like they're good for weight, but they're bad on flavor. You don't get them a lot. So they sort of fall down the sort of scientific ranking. And then after the gap, then we have like the rest. And so at the top of the rest is cookies and cream. I just decided that honestly, I don't like it as much as I like these. So I'm putting it down there. You have cookies and cream. Then you have your non-chocolate candies, like Nerds, for example. I've got on there. They're not that great. I have
Come on,
Lick 'em-
Nerds,
I don't
Sweethearts,
like
get
those.
them in there. Get them in there. Get
No,
'em in
no.
there.
Nerds are no. Nerds that
Yeah.
go everywhere.
Anything Maynards, Sour
Yeah.
Patch,
Yeah,
anything.
Sweet tarts, and then dead last is Sour Patch Kids. Those things are vile.
I will die.
Yeah,
disagreeing
everyone
with you on
besides
that.
in the world besides you love Sour Patch Kids. So Sour
they
Patch
are.
Kids are like near the top. No, like Doritos on this list because I don't like chips.
No,
per
see,
se.
I mean, I
especially
like chips.
Would you
especially
like those little snack bags? What?
I like the little snack bags, but only of Doritos. Like I don't want Lay's. I don't find the actual
Cheetos?
Chips holes. No, not
I like-
Cheetos.
no, the
for
puffy-
Halloween, just
A
walking
good
around.
puffy Cheeto. You get like 14 of them
You
in
like
that
the
little
puffy?
sack.
You like the puffy case? So there's,
I'm a
there's the
puffy.
puffy
I'm
Cheeto.
a
There's like
puffy person.
Cheetos.
I like the crunchies too, but if I had to pick, give me a puff.
I don't
Yeah,
want those
me
on
too.
Halloween.
Agreed. That's why no chips made this list.
But I feel like Doritos hold up well to the small packaging.
If I had to pick one, it would be plain Lay's, I guess.
Of course he would.
By the way, can we scroll back to Rolos for a second? Another classic old person food. Rolos.
Mini Rolos are delicious. They're caramel, they're chocolate, they're quite tasty.
So I'll tell Tim that right now in my house, we have both the see, my favorite box, which I noticed my wife didn't buy, but I've never like said it's my favorite, might be that like Cadbury box.
Ooh.
Is that one with the Macintosh toffee in it?
No, maybe, but it's got the caramel and maybe I don't know what's in there. But right now we have that the Nestle box. We're ready to go for Halloween.
Big, yeah.
Which is no,
Wonderbar.
it's the Kit Kats and the coffee crisps.
So we have one right now at our place that we're getting ready.
But I've already cracked it. I'm trying.
I have not cracked mine yet, but it has Mars, Snickers, peanut M&Ms, regular
And Twix.
regular M&Ms and Twix. That's a good box.
That's the box.
That's
a
the
good
box
It's
to
the
have.
black box.
Yeah.
My wife bought the red box.
the pricey one. But
It is a few more.
no,
bucks
it's a few more. It's
too,
worth
yeah.
a few more bucks. People won't like egg your house or anything like that. But the actual candy box, you get Sour Patch Kids, you get
Swedish berries,
the
fish, and the peaches.
and then the peaches. But then there's also like a blue one too, which is just god awful.
I mean the blue.
Whatever comes in the blue packaging. Maybe
the
it's the
fish.
fish.
There's a fish.
Yeah.
The Swedish fish.
Is it the Swedish fish? Because the Swedish berries are the red.
So it's just fish then. I don't know what they call them, but yeah.
But anyway, those are sort of the Sour Patch Kids, well above everything else. Are you a Fuzzy Peaches or are you a?
I like all Cherry Blasters, Fuzzy Peaches, Sour Patch Kids is
Cherry
number one.
Blasters aren't in it.
I know,
I
but-
think Cherry Blasters could rival Sour Patch Kids. I said it. I love Cherry Blasters.
Yeah,
Too
maybe. Sure. I got
Maybe
no.
they're definitely not. That's like anyone who says Sriracha is too
But this
hot.
guy's also like he won't eat a sour key, and I love sour keys.
Yeah, well, if sour keys were available,
Oh yeah, it's not a
for Halloween candy, it would
I'm
be
just-
number one.
Yeah, I'm just going sour. Yeah, keys over kids.
The one thing he didn't bring up that I know he likes, which is the grossest fucking thing
I
in the
want to
world.
bring up that.
What happened to Peeps, Tim? For one thing,
I realized that, you know what? That is not a Halloween-centric candy. And as much as I love them, they really don't belong on a Halloween list. They're taking up valuable real estate, so I took them off.
Okay, Whoppers was on your previous list.
I thought about that too. I was like, Whoppers is not really a Halloween candy. At least the more I thought about it, 'cause again, I can have to make
raisins isn't a Halloween candy.
I used to get raisins for Halloween.
Didn't you hear him when he sees the box of Sunmaids? That
That's
means
how you know.
Halloween is coming.
That's right. It's like I used to like getting mini sips when I was young, but they didn't give me the straws.
Do you
to
carve a
lick them.
pumpkin?
No, I don't. I'd like
Do you
to think.
think? Do you think they trust Tim? Like he can't even use a regular pair of scissors. He has safety scissors. Getting a knife into his hands to carve? Oh, please, that's a disaster written all over it. He would need someone to watch him.
I think it would be gross to take the middle out of the pumpkin.
Now, the biggest thing, so Peeps are disgusting. Everyone knows this. The next thing on the list, though, Jeff, you know what I'm talking about. The Cadbury, like, orange-flavored pumpkin.
I mentioned those.
Oh, did you? Those are fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I mentioned those pumpkins.
Gross.
They are number.
To me, those
what
are
was it?
like decor too.
Those are...
They were number 4. They were
No,
number 4.
it's like the chocolate orange... Am I...
a chocolate orange like ball
Yeah.
that you like
Well, those are
smash.
Those cherry chocolate oranges are Christmas candy.
Yeah, they have pumpkin ones, too. They're the
Oh.
exact same thing. They're
Oh, I've
shaped
never.
like a
I
pumpkin.
have to say, I've never seen a pumpkin one.
Yeah, they're awful. Just like the ones at Christmas time.
They sound good.
Yeah, they're not good. They're horrible.
Orange and chocolate are a good flavor mix.
No, they are not a good... Jeff, are orange and chocolate a good flavor mix? No, is the answer.
Doesn't do it for me, but I see how it works for people.
Yeah,
but
people
not
like
for me.
Tim, crazy people.
Yeah, I
The
don't
best-
like that orange,
the best
that
quality
orange chocolate thing.
is the orange one.
I'll be
I'm
I'll
with
be
Tim
hitting
on
the
that.
store Friday to get some like 60% off. Yeah, day after box.
You just got to beat Sam Darnold there. Paul, what were you saying?
I was gonna say orange and chocolate. I'm okay with that. I'm on board with Tim. But the one real takeaway I had from all of this is Tim said that he knows how they get the caramel into the Cadbury,
They inject it. I
but he
don't know.
didn't actually explain how.
Not allowed. Can't say how, but I know.
What's the 3 secrets of honeycomb while we're at it?
Can't say.
This is just like the time that Tim claimed that someone came up to him and told him he wasn't cussed.
I was on a bus, and that happened. Clearly, it was a viewer of the show. He said to me, "Hey, you're not Cust," and they got off the bus. And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I know that."
Tim also used to claim that he used to win awards for not being Cust.
That happened once.
But that you claimed it or you got an award?
The fact that I got the award meant that I wasn't Cust. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, you never got an award.
We're all against me.
I think you're just you really set yourself up to be against. This list is very horrible. Horrible list.
A great list.
This sounds like the ravings of a demented person.
It's, in a lot of ways, this is my magnum opus.
I think you're trying to milk it for too much.
Maybe, but I like it, and it's true.
So, Geoff, back to you. Final thoughts on this. Candy corn or pieces of corn from your shit? More appetizing. I'll take the shit. He called the shit poop.
It's pretty close because I hate fucking candy corn.
Yeah,
it's gross.
It's disgusting. Okay.
Imagine wasting, like, I'm going to eat some candy tonight. And, like, you know, you're old enough, you're not going to, like, you don't eat, like, all the candy. Like, even wasting a single piece of your candy ratio on candy corn seems really stupid. Like, I make fun of the people, like, Tim will, again, disagree with this because he's, like, in the 4%. But I make fun of my dad, who's, like, 76. He loves black licorice and those gross, like, all sorts. And I'm like, that's because when you were a kid,
delicious.
that's because when you were a kid and you went to, like, the corner store, like, that was, like, it was like picking black licorice or, like, eating dirt. So, like, all these old people have established this taste of it. Or, like, those black licorice cigars. Revolting.
Those are delicious as well.
My dad loves that shit.
Go up on them.
I want to make him happy. Bring him all that shit. He's so happy. Like,
I love those cigars.
it's gross. Like, now where kids like
Tim has the palate of an 80-year-old is what we're getting.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, now if you went into one of those, like, candy stores and the options that, like, they have now, it's like everything.
Raisins, the easy for chewing.
Well, I've just released my revised list out to the world.
I'm sure he'll be received very well. So, Tim, please hit us with your list.
Okay, so the best month of the year is October. That's number one. Why? Well, first, television.
We don't need to get the why. Just give us the list.
October, February, January, gap. December, November, March, gap. April, June, May, gap. July, September, and DFL is August.
Okay, so months of the year can really depend on where you live. So if you live in, like, a super hot climate, I could see Tim's list kind of proving true. If you live in, like, Australia or something like that, it would make a lot of sense. Tim, where you live, that is the fucking most insane thing I've ever heard.
No, you say that so often.
Who likes February? Who's having fun in February?
I don't know what it does for
The
him.
sweeps are on. The best TV shows are on at that time of year for sweeps. Plus, you have the Super Bowl.
Sweeps are
sweeps even a thing?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's so, like, Nielsen box days.
Nielsen
like,
box,
when people watch
1991.
TVs,
We
yeah.
had to get the special guest star on Mad About You this week.
We got to
Tune
make
in for
sure.
sweeps.
Yeah, we got to make sure people don't go out on Thursday. Now it doesn't matter. You watch what you watch. You steamroll it if you want to.
August is the best month. August has the best weather. It has the fewest amount of responsibilities for people. It's great. It's just a very casual month. You get to chill in August. It's awesome.
My biggest qualm with Tim's list, because I don't disagree with as much of it as people think, being a polar bear. There's certain things about the heat that I don't like.
But I don't play golf in the summer.
Of course. I don't understand why he has October number 1, but September a step away from DFL.
Because September is a fake month that likes to pretend as if it's fall when it's really summer and it's hot and it's humid and I don't like it. It's a phony month. That's why. I was half tempted to put a DFL. I was half tempted to put it there. At least August knows that it's a hot and trash month. September likes to pretend, the leaves are falling and all the pumpkin spice lattes are out at Starbucks. It's September and it's cool and it's fall now. Well, no, it's not. It's still 1,000 degrees every day and really hot and really humid. And like the clocks haven't gone back yet. And it's still way too light out during the day.
I'm so happy I asked that.
That's why.
Here's the biggest problem. I don't think I suffer from sad, but I do kind of get bummed out when it's 5 o'clock and all of a sudden it's dark out. That makes me
Not me.
I'm ready for
I love
bed.
it.
like.
I'm always ready for bed.
It ruins my night.
Yeah,
There's nothing more. There's nothing better than Paul and I will be working here till like 8 p.m. some night during the summer. We'll walk outside and it will still be light out. Jeff, it's like you have the rest of the night to go conquer. You walk outside like, oh, let's wrap up early here. Oh, I walk out, it's pitch black out. It makes you feel like a sack of shit. It's awful.
I got nothing to conquer.
The night. You can own the night.
No, I like it when it gets dark early. I can't wait till next week when the clocks go back. Get an extra hour of sleep on that Sunday. Not that I need.
You need more sleep, do you?
But just, I don't know. I like it when it gets dark. It's standard time, back to normal time. I'm looking forward to it. October is great again because television is great. You've got the World Series, you got football. Yeah, I mean, February's got.
I never thought of September as a fraud.
Oh, it is a complete fraud. It's the fraud month.
September is the best. September actually is the best for, especially where we live, the best balance between hot and cold.
It's the beginning of shorts and hoodie season.
What?
September.
The end of, not the beginning. The end of it.
No, because sometimes the summer's too hot. Shorts and hoodie season isn't.
I could wear a hoodie all 12 months of the year.
Me too. Me too. But I don't know. So week 1 is like the greatest Sunday of the day of the year, arguably. So I have reverence for September. September is a month that I look literally right now. It's the middle of October. I can't fucking wait for next September.
You're not looking forward to November?
No, we suck.
What about just February? You're not looking forward to February in general? I mean, I can't wait till it's February.
No.
Yeah, no one does, besides Tim, apparently.
I like it that time of year.
Why? What is good about February? It's frigid.
So what? I don't mind the cold.
What do you say, sweeps?
Well, I guess there's sweeps. He never leaves his house. I guess
don't
that would
understand.
Be the thing.
There's good, like the Super Bowl is on.
Your month selection of best months is based on being the most antisocial person alive.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
Just read the list again.
I mean, January and February are nice times of year. At least I like them. I like it when it's like cold and snowy and like, you can hang out inside, not to be guilted about, oh, you should be going outside. It's so nice outside. We don't worry about that. No one guilts you about it that time of year.
Tim hates when people guilt him to spend time outside. Like, we're going to eat outside. It's a beautiful night.
Or let's go downtown. Let's go for a few drinks after work. Have a beer. No, I don't want to do that. I have to go outside. Yes, Paul.
I'm thinking Tim's list is he wants people to just leave him alone.
Yeah, it's an antisocial list.
I don't agree with that.
It seems that way. Like, nobody, come on, man. Living in this country, nobody likes.
He's hyping up months.
Like, February is actually like so depressing. It is the most depressing. Oh, it sucks.
He's hyping up months where he gets to watch shitty network TV shows alone.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
It gets dark out early, so you get to bed on time. And
Like, what do you say? Like the good, Chicago PD?
Whatever network shows are on. Like, by that point, if you've made it to February, even if you're a new show, you're a good show. And
no, you're still likely to get canceled.
Well, I like February. Plus, I don't know, just there's something about that time of year where it's like, I don't know, it's just enjoyable.
All right, so let's you and I, Jeff, and Paul, we'll rank the actual best months. I think that August or April is the best.
I'll vote for April.
April is sort of like the September.
And I don't think I would have both September and October very high.
See, the problem is you might get into some dicey territory with April weather. It might be not only cold, but also like rainy the entire time too.
Yeah, my birthday's in April. April sucks.
Yeah, my birthday's also in April.
May.
Let's say May and August.
I think it's June. May even here kind of gets like the weather's still kind of trash in May.
I'm a May, April, September, October guy.
I don't like October.
I like those intermediary seasons before the extremes of summer and winter, to be perfectly honest.
I think that August is just the most casual month. December becomes a pretty casual month once the holiday season comes around, but that's actually more aggravating for me. I don't like taking that much time off. I think there's like a nice flow to August. Like, yeah, 4-day work week, August. Let's go to the cottage kind of thing. Like, it's just people are chill in August. The weather is awesome. Now, if you live in like Mexico and it's 150 degrees out, it's probably not the best month. For anyone that lives north of the Mason-Dixon line, it's awesome. It's the best.
Yeah, you don't want to be in like Qatar.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
How do you hate August?
He just is looking forward to the time where you can walk in the mall.
When the heat comes on in the mall, that's Tim's favorite season?
I guess. Must be depressed. Like, you probably haven't been to the mall. Have you been to the mall in a while? Because I bet you at least like 4 stores closed. Because
I went for a mall walk in Vancouver last weekend. It was very nice.
Oh, Tim actually had some growth this weekend for the first time ever. Tim, tell people what you had to eat at your brother's wedding.
I had authentic Chinese food. Now, it's not the type of Chinese food that you and I know. It was stuff that
I mean, I know what you're talking about.
it was there was something called black cod. It was fantastic. I never had it before.
He thinks people don't know. He thinks that people don't know about these meals in this
I
movie.
didn't know about it.
So when they said Chinese food, did you think that you were literally going to get like chicken balls?
No, I was warned that it would not be like Manchu wok and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'll try. I'll eat anything. And there were these things called P-tips that I'd never had before. Those were excellent. And these types of prawns with a green bean that were excellent. It was really good food. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. Because I wasn't sure. Because, like, you know, I'm a traditional person when it comes to Chinese food. I like my chicken balls, my ginger beef, my spare ribs, and my chicken fried rice. Like, that's what I like.
So you're a traditionalist when it comes to your
mall food.
Mall Chinese food.
Your mall Chinese food. You're very particular.
Yes, the type I grew up eating. So I expanded my horizons. I tried everything that was presented. I had this thing called endive that was very, very good. I really enjoyed it.
All I know from your trip is that you stole a slate of marmalades.
I didn't steal a slate of marmalades. I used a bunch of marmalades at this diner that we were at.
How many did you take with you?
I used a bunch of marmalades at the diner we had at. It was great.
How many did
you take home?
I didn't take any.
How many did you bring with you on the rest of your trip?
I used a bunch of marmalades and I used the entire rack. And then we went to breakfast at this place on Saturday, and they had like a deluxe version of one of those carts. You know, the ones on the table you have like 4 slots. This one had like 8. It had like grape jelly and it had like blackberry jelly.
So when you were done at the table, what was left?
I made sure to try some of all of them. I even put it on my French toast. I mean, you know those waffle irons that make waffles?
Yeah.
Because I knew I had all this jam there. I made one just so that I could put some in every one of the little. You know what? This sounds crazy. Let's move on.
Wait, you made a waffle in a waffle maker and filled up the individual squares of the waffle with different kinds of like terrible jelly?
Essentially, yes. Like I do like 2 squares with the blueberry jelly, and 2 squares with the strawberry jelly, and some with the marmalade. Yeah.
Did you know, Geoff? They were like, what kind of wine was served at the wedding?
Champagne
at the wedding. In champagne glasses?
Yes, flutes.
When people were drinking out of their champagne flutes, what did you have in it?
Well, I needed to have a DC. So
don't even have to finish the sentence, Tim. We all know what happened.
I filled up the champagne flute with DC. And then the time came for the champagne to be poured. And as it came by, they were like, "Did you want?" I realized that I had used my champagne flute for DC. They got me another one. And so I had...
Filled that up with DCs.
So I had a glass of champagne as well to go with the DC.
Do people think you're an alcoholic?
No.
The servers definitely thought you were an alcoholic.
I don't think. Why would I think I was an alcoholic?
Because you're drinking DC out of a champagne glass.
Well, that was the only glass I saw on the table. I didn't pour my DC. I couldn't have a can just on the table.
No, but pouring your DC into a champagne glass, that's very classy. People say it's very classy, Tim.
Thought it was.
Did they offer to move you to the children's table?
No, they did not.
Like, oh, I'm glad. I'm actually quite proud of you that you took the plunge and tried the authentic Chinese food. All these new things. You're expanding your horizons. Although did you have the Diet Coke before you had the food?
Before and during.
Yeah, but so if you got it before and you put it in the champagne glass, I'm shocked like the people didn't come over. Just be like, okay, go over here, Tim. Let's sit you down here. Here are your chicken fingers. Here are your fries. It seems like one of those situations.
Sometimes I'm jealous of the kids' meal. I'm not gonna lie.
You have bad wedding food? Wedding food's usually pretty good.
It was excellent. In this wedding, it was absolutely excellent. I have to say, I was surprised. My brother and sister-in-law are sort of vegetarians, so they.
But what do you mean by sort of?
Well, like
they are.
They serve seafood, and they'll have some seafood. And there was one chicken dish, but they didn't have any of the chicken. So, like, it was mostly a vegetarian meal.
So they're Episcopalians or pescatarians. Yeah. Pescatarians is what I'm looking for.
I don't know what that is.
Vegetarian, but eat fish.
Oh, okay. So so that was mostly what the meals were. I mean, I rather like seafood, so it didn't bother me. It was delicious, but I'll tell you, I needed that DC.
You had to wash it down.
It was nice to have. I just wish I wish that I had not used the champagne flute for DC when everyone else had not used theirs.
Did you put any of your stolen marmalade on the Chinese food?
I didn't steal any marmalade. I just used a lot of marmalade.
All right.
Did you leave the diner with unopened packets of jam?
I ate a lot of marmalade on my tongue.
When you were in a different establishment, did you have
pull it out of your purse?
Did you have marmalade from a previous establishment?
I don't understand the question.
You know who else does this? My grandma, who grew up in the war.
Didn't do anything.
She thing full of creamers, boom, in the purse.
Because Tim has this attitude, like if it's on the table,
it
is for his consumption.
Yeah.
And if his attitude about like saving that toast, I could see him raking home the jam.
Well, but I mean, he's not even having reheated microwave toast anymore. We just found he doesn't even use the microwave; just eats it cold. That's his new jam. Geoff, if you had to take a poll on who the most popular and most well-liked mascots are in all of sports, who would you say is number one? I feel like it's number one. It's not close.
Yeah, it's the Gut Buddy in Philly.
Yeah, Gritty.
He seems to be like the most viral in this new era.
And he also rules.
Yes, they seem to do everything right over there. So, sure, Gritty.
No, I don't like this Gritty. New, and he's not. You can't just create a mascot out of nowhere for a team that's been around for 50 years. Like, that's silly. Youppi is clearly the best mascot. He was on Jimmy Fallon back when they were betting the Canadians and the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Final. Youppi has cachet. Who Sports. He's a great character. He's by far the best mascot. The worst mascot is either that Gritty or that loser in Jacksonville who thinks it's funny to wear a ghost. And the NFL didn't fine him like $50,000 for that. I can't believe that they did. Angers me so much. Thanks for bringing this up.
You're angry.
So mad. So mad the Jags mascot. Not only, he's not mad that the Jags mascot dressed up like a Klan member. He's mad because it triggered poor Sam. So you're not even mad for the right reasons. And Gritty rules. Gritty's the best.
No, I don't think so.
Sick kids want to meet Gritty. He goes and meets the sick kids and makes their day.
And
He
so
was doing that with Youppi.
Wouldn't Philly
No.
Fanatic outrank Youppi?
Yeah.
Yes. The Philly Fanatic outranks Gritty.
No, he does not. Gritty is like the mascot of the past. Well, when was Gritty? When was his birth? Like
He's like
3-4
a year and a
years
half.
ago?
No, like last year, 2 years.
Since his inception, Gritty has been the mascot in sports.
No.
Number one mascot.
Better than that one in Tennessee, that's for sure.
Well, Doug the Pug isn't the mascot of the Titans. Doug the Pug is its own business enterprise. You know, Doug the Pug picked up a sponsorship from Mercedes-Benz this week, Jeff.
That's amazing.
That's a high-class sponsorship. Tim can't even get sponsored by fucking low-class TV dinners.
Clearly a man of the people.
Yeah, you know who can use his camera on his phone? Doug the Pug. Other things. Did you know that when Tim goes to the grocery store to buy his flats of DCs, aka Diet Cokes, he refuses to take the ones at the front. He pushes them out of the way and gets the ones at the back because he thinks that people may have dropped the other ones and they're all shaken up.
Okay. I will say...
One sec, true or false?
That is true. I do that with chips, everything. I never take the thing that's outside the aisle.
I want to say he's not entirely wrong.
If it was
Hold on.
produce, yes.
Hold on. This might be a silly thing and an irrelevant thing because he's going to drink and eat the 12, 24 pack or the oversized bag of chips anyway before this would come into play. But I believe they would stock it so the thing that's closest to expiring would be at the front, not that it was dropped. So with the chips, hold on.
I have
with the
insight on
chips,
this.
they even like the Doritos Sweet Chili Heat, my chip,
Vegan,
by
the way.
That's a vegan chip.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm a vegan. I eat.
You're a vegan diet, Jeff.
That's my
Sweet
vegan
chili
diet.
Heat Doritos.
That's my personal favorite chip. They have the expiry date on the front, but if you if you go to the back of the row, sometimes you notice the expiry date there is longer than the one that there has been. You know what I'm saying? That
Two
is
things.
less to be restocked.
I have two things on this. One, when was the last time anyone looked at an expiry date on a bag of chips? Never.
I look at expiry dates on everything. I want the freshest things at all times.
Okay, you're right. If I'm at a reputable dealer, then no, you're right.
Two.
You're right.
I've had both the job of produce clerk in my life and merchandiser in my life. Do you know what you do with those jobs? You smoke a joint, you go in and just load stuff in and get out of there as quickly as possible. You do. That's what happens. I hate to break it to you. You're not making you're not making slightly more than minimum wage to take the stuff out of the back, put the new stuff in, and then put the stuff.
But it
wants to
seems like
buy
the
it,
merchandiser is like the guy from the companies.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're at the store.
Yeah,
you
they
see
are
like
the guys. They are the guys from the
Frito-Lay
companies.
guy.
Yeah,
they're like
they're not making enough money to give a shit.
Well, that's it.
obviously
But I'm
not.
saying,
I agree
or
with
whatever.
that.
They take the bag off the front row. If someone drops it, they put it right back in the front. You're likely to get a more broken bag of chips or whatever, or something that's been manhandled if it's in the front. Don't go to the very back, but like in the middle is the best spot. Same with the cans of pop or bottles of pop. Someone could have dropped them, dented them, any number of things. It's just,
What about like ice cream? Would you get like the deeper freeze?
I'd go like two
No,
back.
the other way actually would
No,
work.
because now it was that thing where like kids are opening them like gross fucking losers.
Oh, I didn't know about
That was like a
Oh, I
1 month.
saw that.
That was
Yeah.
like a 3-week epidemic in the states.
Back like the summer. Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
on Walmart. Yeah.
on
Paul-
the Twitter.
Paul had pointed out that, like, with produce, whether it's like grapes or berries or something like that, I'm guilty of it too. Just walking by, put my hand in a thing of grapes and, like, going on the rest of my shopping. So I get it with that sort of stuff. Wait, you don't steal grapes?
No, never. Never.
You've never stolen a grape at the grocery
No,
store.
never, ever, ever.
I mean, fuck, I go by the peanut, you know, the bulk food section, Jeff?
Yeah.
I know.
first-
you do
I'm
this.
I'm not afraid to go buy like the peanut M&Ms, just stick a handful and just enjoy myself as I'm walking around. Do you not do that? Am I the only one who's stealing out here?
I thought you were about to say like I take like the premium chocolate and I buzz it in. I tag it
yes,
as like
everyone does that.
the lower grade.
No, everyone
No, I
does
don't
that.
do that. I use the numbers out of the numbers.
You're just a sucker, is what you are.
I have integrity.
It's
You
true.
don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to get like the pretzel croissant, which was a little pricier, but I would
Mark it down as like the
mark it down. Like I
Yeah.
would put in the number as like the little rolls.
You know who doesn't give a shit? Anyone that works at the supermarket.
Yeah,
No,
no,
but-
I'm paying for
It's the right-
something.
It's about doing the right thing.
I mean, doing the right thing would not be eating the candy to begin with.
Character, right, is what you do when nobody's looking.
It seems like there's cameras looking everywhere. I'm not really
Yeah,
afraid
they
of
don't really
anyone.
care.
Sort of like Pat's point. I don't think they care.
They don't
either.
care. Paul, yes.
I feel like this is more of a germ play for Tim.
Oh yeah, I
There's
forgot
some
that.
of
That's why he
There's
just
some of
worried that like the case of, or the flat of DC has been tampered with or
There's
touched
that
by
too.
other people, and he like it comes back to the
That's
water.
definitely-
Tim's
that's
our
definitely-
resident Howard Hughes.
He is. I forgot his Howard Hughes like behavior.
That is part of it that I don't like having things that others have manhandled. I don't want the floor demo. Anyway, you get fresher, better food. That's a plus EV approach to the grocery store from me. You're welcome.
You don't even mark down the premium candies and pay full price for them like a sucker.
No.
That's a real minus EV move, pal.
No, I would never do that.
The move is actually just fill up your candy bag and put it in your like shopping cart and just eat it while you're walking around the store, and then you don't have to pay for it.
I'm not more that. I'm just more like I'll fill up a bag of candy, but I'll label it as like the Jube Jubes,
Yeah,
which
the
are
shitty
like the
candy. You know,
cheapest
I get that
things
part
to
of
buy.
Well, we used to do that when I worked in the produce section. It was produce and bulk food. So just anyone who would come in, just be like, yeah, it'd be like, it's like when you know someone at the grocery store and they print you out the cheap tags for the meat. No one cares who works there, except for maybe like the general manager. That person is now paid to a point.
Yeah,
where
no,
they have to
I
care.
would say like
Why
in
my
all
costs are higher,
jobs,
because they
there's
have to
probably
recoup these losses.
What?
These are why my costs are higher when I purchase things, because they have to recoup these losses.
Yeah, their grape and gummy bear cost.
These things add up.
I don't even know where I was going.
The other thing is, and apparently Paul did this during his keto diet. Do you eat salad, Jeff?
Not as much as I should.
They'd be like, do you eat salad?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I'm happy to eat a salad. I mean, it'd have dressing.
What's your preferred dressing?
Caesar, Greek, but like I can eat a garden if that's what's on the table.
Okay, so I'm
So Thousand Island or Italian, sure.
And
That's
I'm
what we're talking about.
I'm not really one to speak to this because I don't put any dressing on it because I don't understand the point of putting all the calories on a salad. What's the point of eating the salad in the first
Okay,
place?
sure.
Tim puts on lime juice, but not from a lime. That like super lime juice that comes in the thing that looks like the lime.
Yes, I use
know
that.
what you're talking. Like that's more for like baking,
Yeah,
right?
or like to spritz up a drink.
Sure. Or
Yeah.
if like you were making like a key lime pie, you would probably squirt a lot of that to get some over
lemon
the
juice.
top flavor.
I would also use lemon juice as well. I mean, there's no fat in this stuff. There's no calories in this stuff. And use it lightly for your salad. It's fantastic. It gives it a freshness. It tastes great. It's got I mean, I love the taste of lime.
And is this when you order your salads from like Pizza Delight?
No, there I would go for the blue cheese. That's actually the best salad dressing per se, but I just don't usually go for
But
that.
I don't understand the point of eating the salad if you're just going to make it bad for yourself. What's the
Well,
point
but
of the
put a little
salad?
lime-
Just order
lime-
something better. No,
Lime
I'm talking about the blue cheese.
Oh no, I agree. Then it's not a healthy. It tastes good.
Yeah. What like
not
a
healthy.
sort of like a fully loaded Caesar salad with like
Exactly, that's
cheese and
not a healthy.
bacon and like
Yeah,
what's
that's
the
not a
point, right? Just get French fries
Yeah.
as a side. I'm
Agree
not gonna, or a
completely.
fully loaded baked potato.
Yeah,
like
I never understand that.
Agree completely, but I'm saying lime or lemon juice or a vinaigrette would be a perfectly reasonable and healthy dressing.
Dude, you just like figured out what oil and vinegar was like 6 weeks ago.
When just figure it out. Well, it's like 3 months ago.
Paul said he was doing it when he was on keto.
I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of
I'll
people do.
still do it. I'm with Tim. Like
Well,
this is
it's
just
delicious.
this is
It's
like when you
delicious.
get a Caesar salad, say at a restaurant, they give you a lemon wedge. But like cutting a lemon, making a wedge,
Too much work.
like
Get
too
the
much
re- get
work.
the
Why
jam.
not,
Cutting a
why not
lemon
just
is
squirt
too
a little
much
bit of
work.
lemon? I like to have the fresh lemon taste in my salad.
I can see
I
lemon.
agree.
Lime, I don't get whatsoever.
Lime
I
is
did-
delicious too.
I disagree with Tim on most things. So like, yeah, I'm on board with this.
I can see a bit of an actual lemon, but the lemon that you get in like the thing that looks like the lemon is like overly sweet compared to like the
It's
drops
not
that you would
overly-
get.
No, it really
It is,
not.
and it doesn't
Not
drop
lime.
out; it squirts out.
That's
Doesn't
because you
sound
think
like
it's
you've used it.
lemonade and you don't know.
It's not lemony. I know exactly what you're fucking talking about. I actually cook, so I know this stuff. You don't. You just
It's
microwave
delicious.
shit.
It's delicious and it's good for you.
I'm curious, Paul. Did you look into this when you were doing?
It's 100% lemon juice.
It's 100. Yeah, but is it 100% lemon juice with a bunch of sugar in it?
No. Like there's no sweetener. There's no nothing. It's literally just squeezed lemons
That's why it's
into a
called
bottle.
real lemon.
And then
or
it's
real
acidic,
lime.
so it lasts in that bottle for a long time because acids
You
don't go
lose.
bad.
I know.
very
I'm just saying it's still
fast.
terrible. Like it's
You
not.
know,
It's
you
not
just-
good.
Maybe you just don't like lemon.
I do
Yeah.
like lemon though.
Like-
I enjoy a nice slight wedge on a piece of fish or something like
Yeah,
that.
always.
I was using.
But I
it,
wouldn't.
like, every
I
day
wouldn't
to get
take the
my
fucking lemon
vitamins.
juice bottle and squeeze it on it. That's
No.
insane.
You should. A lot of people are doing it. Get
Are
the
they?
time-
Besides Paul, who is on a very specific diet, and you, who has no taste buds left.
Get with the times,
Who
old
else
man.
is doing it? Well, I wasn't going to bring this up then, But since you identify as a boomer, Tim, there was a.
I do not. I do
You
not.
do. Some men identify as women now, and they're women. You're a young man. You identify as a baby boomer, and that's just how it is. Someone wrote an article this week that boomers were getting really triggered online, and this boomer wrote that boomer is the new N-word. That was the article.
Stop it.
That's an actual article that appeared on the internet.
Like by a joke
No, serious article.
from a real publication
Yeah.
that you'd like seen before and like, whoa.
Yeah. Tim, your take.
As moronic as a person could be, just terribly moronic.
That's not what Tim actually thinks.
Yes, I do. That's so incredibly idiotic.
Right. What do you think he thinks? It's over my head.
I don't think that he thinks it's as bad, but I can see Tim getting really triggered when people make fun of baby boomers.
Not at all. No, I mean,
Hear his
the whole
voice?
concept of generations is dumb to begin with. But if
Well,
we're gonna
you hate millennials.
I hate millennial culture, but there's a lot of boomer culture that's awful too,
Like what?
and there's a lot of Gen X culture that's awful, and there's a lot of
Please-
Gen Z culture that's awful.
Name the parts of boomer culture that you don't like.
Oh, there's a lot of nostalgia for stuff that was just awful back in the day. If you know, I talk about like the people who are nostalgic for like legacy media, or like nostalgic for awful.
Oh, hold on. You're
Isn't he the most
Tim is the most
attached media
person we've ever met. So
like,
you
this is, I think that like TV shows like MASH were good, but they were awful. Or like just I don't know, just an affinity for I don't know, a particular way of like political life and a particular way of like a longing for things that weren't actually as great. And you look back, I don't know, the boomers. Plus, the boomers don't appreciate how good they had it in a lot of ways. That the economy worked in a particular way for them. Like millennials complain way too much about how quote unquote tough it is for them, but boomers also, on the other token, do not appreciate that a lot of things broke their way and that they should be appreciative of it. So yeah, boomers being oblivious to that is every generation has its problems. And I only read that, you know, the title of that article sort of in passing on Twitter, and I just thought that person is so dumb. They don't even realize how dumb they are.
Yeah, I thought it was an Onion article, but it wasn't. It was a real article.
Foolish.
It was almost as bad as George Will's baseball one when he was freaking out about them carrying the bats to first base in the World Series. There was no more out of touch article than that one, except for maybe this one.
I guess George Will is right that it was dumb, but
Soto no, it was not dumb. It was great. The reason that baseball had its lowest World Series ratings of the decade is because people weren't having as much fun like that because they had to hear, here are two guys having a ton of fun that we can make into stars. No, don't do that.
Well,
it's
actually,
horrible.
I don't think anybody had a problem with Soto responding by doing it. It was Bregman doing it.
Isn't it fun in the first place? Isn't that the whole point?
Bregman apologized for doing it. So
I like that he had to apologize for that, but it took them 2 weeks to apologize for the Ozuna shit.
Well, that
was
the
bad.
Astros are not a great team.
Do you think that they were cursed by Tim or cursed because of that? Or did it just compound on
They
itself?
had no chance in hindsight.
I mean, I heard the Washington Nationals had no chance.
That was recorded on this show.
Want to get back to the games?
Yes.
I think I'm going to put that other one at the end. Maybe we will release it tonight. I don't know.
I still can't believe that, like, his idea of a bet is loser drinking a soda.
I also like how he talks about legacy media, how boomers really love that, but it's the one thing that he loves. He was on here talking about Laverne and Shirley 2 weeks ago.
That's not legacy media. Those are just good old-time TV shows, like good shows.
So your point was MASH is bad, Laverne and Shirley is good?
MASH is trash, and Laverne and Shirley is good.
Most overrated show ever, MASH?
Yeah, probably. I'd have to think about that.
I'd have to have a strong disagree with that. I like MASH. I preferred the movie to the TV show, but the TV show still quite
It would have
good.
been better if Alan Alda wasn't involved. Alan Alda makes everything worse.
Hey, you hate Alan Alda.
It's a
I'm not a
random
fan.
guy to hate.
Alan
Not a fan.
Alda's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should have been president on the West Wing. Anyway, let's just move on.